came. Oheneba ma throw
pressure
messages. Was
fancy. Fancy.
Na Saturday na
Saturday me ani ye boabu ye did in coma.
Whether him had a channel.
I did in coma.
Enti na my majesty kon bia so had it. But no, no kasa. So unfortunate Saturday no Oheneba eba ni so yi.
Fancy.
Fancy.
Nana yaw.
Good. Na teme so ni so anse no mu na titafo me ntem ho a o ye me ma me prekope. Ente me ho ha na small boy be ka me last bomb be ka chem say dada fancy wa ha ana me na kofre na ma me.
Oh sir. I see.
But the kofre na ma me ni din koma na me ni say in fact mu station yi dey na me ka che obata say anya ha na mo a dey come to TV ho.
TV.
Enti me 20 ya say ejuma mo ye mo nkoso na mo nyanyankopɔ mama ahode.
Amen.
Na me o mama ahode ni hia. Ipo ni ahode untimi nya hwe. Mama ahode na muntimi fanya ma ejuma no enkoso prom. Pominti ana pe de me besrao.
Besrao. Na nyankopɔ ase fancy be ka kire me. Me yese edabre be bia be na yini nkomo.
Yes.
Na if you know ye be yes ha na me ni bia na me ko ayi me ko hia ma me fo bi ho nom. You spend time with my phone now.
Yes.
Watch am bompa e my adwene ho to your for bibi chia na my friend na matine no we appreciate you.
Yes.
Ye ni so pa e da masapa na obaketo no hu fancy no owe okosku ana.
Okosku.
Oh, kaso de ne
ba. Okosku.
Kaso de ne ba na.
Oye. On see the Madrid fan.
Real Madrid. Anye.
Madrid fan pa just me
papa. Anko ye si die. Just na you dey ka say, man na TV na ba na me fia. Real Madrid dey ultimate ne ba.
Ema.
Tafuboko.
Oh, Tafuboko.
Tafuboko. Ko pense pas.
Tafuboko.
Tia. Is it ye baba?
Mate.
Ye baba ye she da aba.
Yes. Nyapa.
Me fancy din koma ye.
Yeah. It is
o kind of me say all my umra na.
Yes.
Yeah, be spend some be 1 week 2 weeks bina.
Yeah.
Ya visit your viewers no one more share no mutin especially mame form penny for papa form penny for no move few konkanya.
Yes.
Omun fa TV no ni edumedia ibna no ye best
is it ready see Oheneba
the do kakra na ebetimi identify me akoko mo na so
akoda o master say dia so homamu a e wo soro ama radio bepem sam ye mi no igusu bompa mi inshallah bibi inshallah radio ni bibi ensa na bejene ama ye bia tumai na wo mo ti radio nso etimi ati aka TV ho
bia bebeka to jama me dance pa
yo ne mo mansa na meko no me da wate se wa ma me sa akonyan minim se wo twan mo nkrofo mtafo constituency ADMB.
Oh okay.
Yes, tafo constituency de me tena haka for Dr. Mahmoud. Because 2024 new friends of Baumia Mina na mini about work say
FOB.
Yes, FOB. Na me FOB secretary. Mini penny ba kwa no coordinator ala Isalia Nyankopon fan credit.
Yeah.
Ala Isalia, yes. Ya two about the following week and free mo. Yes. Ya juma ama ntitafo de tafo ADMB. I will assure you.
Munsum,
you promote den. You promote den. The mum, the middle chat to her, Mr. Quine. She say, you say, your presidential primaries. Then so share other national positions here. Nipa P, na declare my intention. Yeah, because say, a new no hodie. Na men so, no Korean metapho constituency, my year, Juma. Conscience in much since meet me there debia me started a Terror Republic and my year juma bepemene inti na dwena na Nyankopon ya adom new presidential no tabo conscience no me ba for chairmanship.
Oh
yes.
Oh okay.
For chairmanship.
Wow.
Because ejuma no ya ye ama nimdie bia nyamede ama ye bia say she bani the people consumer
fantastic.
Because my year juma from for almost 22 years.
your posters are far and fans no better talema.
Mate.
So fans better posters in Bebia.
Mate.
Or Cocon's in Bebiano.
Mate.
Or better posters in Mamma. The man is all not the Bias was so far Bebia or what to tell me here. They say at Talhonwa. If you are not what the Kukakoso. Or I couldn't come. Chama me that's a part. That's me to do as if he is one of Sakonia. Right. Okay. Me back to you. Right. I saw the folk Mumra. Na quick and pay yentrase na ye monko 9:30 sorry na fancy aba abetua so and pay mene lawyer Kwame Apia executive director Emma advocacy for medical malpractice victims meneno na etrase na ya bonkomo na say lightwave honsen sem na ye say yi wo hospital ye kwari folder ye koye say ni ade say enum no emma osom a ewo say doctor ni nurse ni lab technician lab physician assistant bi esom no wantimi ansum ye na una mu kwenye pra anaso how bi a these more practices no akwanya bay na owo say uteki facility no anase enipa no mpo on anase empo aban ye bedi sa enkomo no enyina then Dr. Enoch Owahine Echampon about public health there unim say eyadia wabene ewo mu yi pa and pay many one so better say na yahwe the upbringing of our children nkwala no entity no nkwala no epeja fofra wo mu do stage ben na ewo say awofo no ani ekọ won ho eyi pa because say mbo fa bia mne ne yaka na me wo fai uhume 10 times a day kura uhumia na napa na enyini sei na osua kokofa crazy yankokonom na yankwankoji crazy na enkokofa crazy anom me wo fai ekọ ne di 30 minutes doctor ahia obesa aka upa wunie me ka me bia kofa crazy yanka wonom akeke kasa na menene yaka sa ni mana ogeka meni nyu asemu otwem na bia wo hia ajejo kofaba but enkomone ne sa enkomane bi ho a omu nyine a omudru stage bia ebinum at 4 years ebinum at 5 years ebinum at 6 years yese enkomane ho ahomete nti woni wo fie 3 years 4 years wonum no na wa mwani ankono ho a ejakura na waso a no ne se kwa akotum sabe ade bi na no me kofi na ya send me picture say Tahila ni nguna wakofana jese dikuna frono ho na nimu ne jese ne hwini mu na zumba bia ya yedi ho ni brebe so yam sunam say na me sibo say mo baby enti ngware bebre ohono mu a wan hwe ana ma amene se wanya abotra okofa ne se na so odin otia na ontie ubo se you have to understand omu stages na omu nyini a omu from then you know how to handle them. Enti Dr. Enoch Owahine Echampon will be here na ono so ye na trase na ya boss ankomo no pa ejare pay ye nkomo a ye di ofia no nso abo na aso ewa ha foku ewa ha yima ewa ha I see baby will be a good morning Bosheba Ima Shadrach Adepa Precious and Father Eugene Braya wahiasi Roman father attempted Roman father menkanesa na akwana ono so gina hono asomache
ya mi Oheneba
ati say
oh adom nyankopon adom
good
akra yekrekre
bia ko akasa obema na ye
za
kakana akasa obema na ye pa
foko
so hoye
enso me hoye pa
wo ti afọ asonche pe na ohoye pe
akakakra
okay.
Nice say the more heme.
Entino manenye pa.
Akaka krebi, ne radio peja nenso. O de brikume bi. ebe share ni animunyam amani bi enu abeka di paso how bi enu a eni
aso na ubuni be ya na
o de brikume
we ubuni be na za wo pem na kutia
ose
Boko. Eni mo na Wontumi.
Okay. Enti ana Friday.
Ni da so ale nyame e fiara gbedi wo mu.
Anya be ebe fa.
Ebi abe fa.
Nyame ti ase.
Enti this year ebe coffee December na. You go earlier than the normal date.
Oh, okay.
Me hwe say ebe ko 24th.
Okay.
Because 31st no ebiana se musuma me a na na se me kwa na jese
O be sa ko e wi nsuma obi
or even earlier
than Saturday 24th
or even earlier but the December there you go back home.
Okay,
you go back home na ene mame fono akwa di bronya no yes ya classmate no enti
na afi bia o de sere show mafo
yes ya say that we will go back home this year crowd me hwe say de bibi beka ho
na me sure pa
ya hwenti me hwe say olumai ahimfi ho no ma na na pia boaten ho no ma me hwe say ebetuma bo canopy ho no ma live band ho ama me fo no na o ma bedidi o mu yo no mu kwa na o mu ne ma afi bi de mom ne de ne ma na asa ma ho na e ja o mu kwa na o mu ko nti we will do that
na
you do a party for ma me fo no ne ekuna fo no
e hunya pa
no mu nyina betena se atun se didi na afi mu yo no mu kwa enema afibia edi koja omukwan eno so ye dia ka ho me bomo dia say on that day ni bitime ewurabu akwa polyclinic ososo na omu wo honum that day no soso no ye ne omu akwa kodi nkomo ho nti we dem aboma ma ne entemtemo mu abo am ene October 31st nti wo about 2 months.
One and how
1 month and some 3 weeks be. Tumuntu susumu.
Oh yeah, too.
Ani ba wo ka bu akwa clinic na kai masem. On say bi say sport and
as e wana me de yi koma Samia okunum so mo amia. O ma mo ame no. Na ne o ma fere yi. O ma fere.
Na wo ho no ano na club na sport.
Ebu akwa.
I was up on clinic and so was an I feel was I in feel side.
06 ana.
W 06.
Oh yeah, me papa I finish you. Oh, omo fere di oh, me refini di ko fidi jemu na be kai na maka cheme. E honom. Yeah, election no. Na enwumre bi me ne akuku etisim se ye house to house. Ena yekura ho. No mu wa condition bi wo honom. Omo VIP ho. Ena yekura VIP ho.
Say soro ho.
Ye refi se e ba se be campaign.
Hey.
Ewuko.
E ho de ewu.
Na Michael ojina chi a. Hey. Ya sama kan ye se ebu akware de bibia bi ho.
E ho no ai net clubs na wo krom ni ade no de omo ye na ha bibia bi omo ye bi ho.
Omo sa de ba ko bi abehye Asemaso station honum. Eno so e honum na chire honum asika fie. Nchen honum.
Ai.
Omo de ba ko bi so ba
boys. Boys.
Enti eno de no ho ntino. Ba we rooftop hono de.
Rooftop no. I don't know. A form for the ho.
E ho yem se ebu akwa Viana City ana se 1919 ana se Budo.
Uko no anya ka for unhu se. Sa de ne hyesoro.
Se de se unhu he.
O ba form de no nko. Na o be hunu.
Aso o se nya me nko de do anjo amena.
Sa mi chika. Na
boys no mo hono nyina me cheo mu
ko ba no be pana no
ya be fie why na ye no ma ba be di nko
me te ba bia me heda kokura ho he ba bia me te bia me di mi kokura
me ya duma ye be hwe boys no so de omu de ya ye no California from time to time na ya transfer ye di edi ehun komo ho no ma e ho na headquarters
okay
O6 Plaza na headquarters na nzo mu ye redevelopment ntino as a hon na yi kakra ntie de headquarters no ko California
na Japan ne California de he na ye
Japan no Japan ne Africana no wo what trebu akwa wo koma ekuru no ana California no so ye urebu akwa foforo no enti entry point ne exit point ana intermediate ne eye ba bia wo ka ho asem hono wo ebu akwa mfimfini enti no yo no ho
na omu bia we ya ebe evu ne wo DVL ne MTN for office ne nchen
hono no ya omu mie ne ntemache emra Indi ebu akwa de se bibia bi wo hono indi aso be do bekoto wo ebu akwa ye beko California na ye ko ese de yi ni ho inside Lagos bi ni ho na inside Lagos hono na Amtrak German base also went to South Africa Africana
ebu akwa nsem no kikano
na Japan sports ntino
eleza manonim nkuro ni edu ebu akwa obi manso nkuro bi nyina we
oba na me do ko ho enti ane premi chabo esinya enti ebe fi Christmas ebe fi
ebu akwa problem ye ba street
ani o say ukuma anye ukuni ahwere mo
street na kwan no
ATS umanye ke na kwan
ke na nyina so
sa wa ke na hono ana New Jerusalem enti ke na kwan ya nkafa hono ma befa Pudas na nkwa kwa befa California no abesi Kubasi
na gbo so office nyina ayi nyina house nyina
to fa the blood of Jesus wa ewura ma
Jerusalem ne blood of Jesus
kwa befa akwela ho abesi janso sa kwa senki aye ne egu ni kama
na you
and then asenema so enso so kwa na se me kofa no ma ye drains no nka asenema so ewura mu o asundwe church won ma kofa asenema so kofa ehon nko akwa etima besi station hon
na boasofo yi nso boaso de is the one here when street man will be bedroom ne o mai hono o extension o mai ye ne container cc honum ne ade ni nyina no boasofo atre papa
yeah it was very unfortunate
ko wura twade ne agogo nti
I was na ukudi assemblyman emprensa asemprenai
yes
nti obeye MC de no sen ko boa so but enough for me just that it wasn't enough but
you see
nyinaye
anhwe hospital kwa kwa industrial hub ewo ebu akwa
kikamba kikamba but uka na eja
why kajebi
enti mama boys this kakakra nkanka boys do mbu akwa no
yes
obi amfa ne phone
yes
na mu open keypad no
yes
na dial star 426*20#
yes
star 426*20# na o dial ya na amount Wontumi radio any movement TV
yes
na what choose Wontumi radio
no
afi movement TV no na o send ya
yes.
Then abema 6 lucky boxes 6 lucky boxes inti aso na obechusu box de hin 1 to 6
na me 5
okay
na so 5 ready
aso de wataka 5 ni pa wataka 5 ni pa and me bechusu 3 inti afi abema 1 to 5 no 5 Ghana cedis 10 Ghana cedis 20 Ghana cedis 50 Ghana cedis and 100 Ghana cedis and above ubetimedi 10,000 20,000 30,000 40,000 ubetimedi up to 500,000 na onso at the ashe o how far we Wontumi mega cash
Wontumi
lucky box
sikabebe
Wontumi sikapudu ya pesa sikaba ufie October ni eja na kwan ene November December wa wudi dwa a wo pesika e dia tre udwadi ni mu no ana wo pesika dia kofa enema beto no Christmas yi no eye Wontumi mega cash
yes
Wontumi sikapudu ene kwa ba kwa ba fuma fa so a obenya sika monzo so a afi be kwana wie ye mo toto niema enkwala e wo fie wo be ko fie akọ ha busuafo no sika kakra betimanya e de akodi sa adwumadi no me pa chaw eye Wontumi mega cash sika pudo no ye pese de sika ba wo fie into be dial star 426 star 20 hash na ona mkwan so eko akodi sika abusuafo a munzo so mubetu kwan akom yame ahodo no se de opese okoko enjoy life okodi holidays bi opese ka botim de ato ho ompese osike da ho no ana odo nsabe bomu a me ba chaw ekwan ba kwa be fa so a obenya sika na de akọ holidays no and say Wontumi sika pudo ye de sika eba ofie de sika beba ofie a agesa wo fa phone no na wa dial star 426 star 20 hash star 426 star 20 hash na onsoso onam kwan so akonya sika
arba se shase sobronya niema na anu no
santina me mashase na efia ye kwe mashase ebo hu daru no entino echina eye 1st November bronya na na ewura mu bronya na na ewura enti imise mi kopa me bronya atade ego
and the lucky boy kuto
na oi
me say Wadi ayira duro. Wo fra so wo nya so hini o.
Wadi ayira duro.
Hey, o da pa be bro nya ntade. Lucky boy kuto.
All right.
Sa so fua.
Good. Eba chaw yankwai na yabo for mbra. Enti Mensoplax mixture. Gasto mixture, Haxa mixture, Ruta mixture, Ruta Life, Ruta Tonic, Casco, Hepasco Heba capsules, Exodus Moringa capsules, Exodus Dandelion capsules, Fusia Heba Fusia men's Heba powder, Fusia co betes, Fusia mixture, Exodus for you breakfast, Afei victory garlic mixture, time HH Heba mixture, time Heba mixture, emulate Heba supplement, where dear ya 3P garlic mixture. And baby Kitima and so Edu Heba Center Omude Edi Edek SM Betes and be strong Omude and so Abba and there he be and ekaho Kivu hot pepper Mokosho Fuku we can omwa your mama kaso mo short memory no gasto me say ni me supia wa peja chi me na me di che anu there
sanitary pad
okay you Matthias che buruwa sanitary pads okay and ABC game no ba cho sika de yenyanwie dire bia so nya bi Divine Hope Heba Center ochia Heba powder ochia Heba powder and afei
na obi ka kire me se obese wodi sika ni bi na o be ton sas ni bi and am say o me dem bo se obi abeba bia me ton
me ba cha abusuafo de tie ne se mensase no mon frame na mema mo binto na mani abere ezei mo ametobia yensi ase de ya mekui
yenye ska fa ko ye
ejapade a akosesi di mudija ya ne nsase enti mani abere pa
tony gidi now the amaya ma me no modidi
mo ametobia Michama Mayeremo
collection of
investors crown estate estate developers
we say kwabri is ne ebu akwada ne kumase awie enti mu a real estate developers no mumra asase da ho bebribi ayo ho bibia we langa asem bia ni so asem bia ni ho enti oba mikro mabu akwa oba sakra wonu ntonso aguna bepoa kuna ejuma kase kese safo kasem asrama so yabe agrekens ma honum honum nyina odi asase na wo pa bra na asem ne say auto massage I just auto blocks with me.
Yes. Just like the sofa so the free. To work with the
auto assassin no go.
So ya no assage job.
Na o go top blocks no baby a.
On ti ase.
O mo anu makasa assassin no.
You see about near betua and kaka cry a jib.
Oh yes.
And no say betua and kaka. And I say yeah. Zinesika down na wetu mi
dia. Wetu me reason a ebe ma metima jiwedi a me spread it. Me hyehyɛ dia ma. Na afi ni wetu en kakran.
Ba betwa kura se.
So afo munim se yete hayi. Enkola edan ye mo aye bo mu school mu ni ade no. Radio dwuma nku a yentumi nye eno nku amfa emwa afoforo sa. Intino se nyame ya adom na obi kwan bi mai na edma fufu bi de nsa kosomu a sakre so mfa so bia ni free na maboa yen se de musi so radio mu no mo so yasene e wo sa akwan no so enti yese de kwabena makofa aka ho no enti mumra na mo maboa me asase kwa de wo toto ho a e japade kese pa obetimi e de agya nkyire manyina enti no mo frɛ me a o frɛ fuku anase o frɛ me a 0245 613879
0245
613879 ofra na odi enemi ni nkomo na yenhwe na yene ni nkomo apia ewo asankagwa na apia Wusin kawo ho.
Yes.
E wo so nya kumasi fi.
Yes.
Entibra.
Be sibio.
Na e ba beta asase ne.
Sibio kumasi.
Aha. Ti apia me hwe wonim.
Yes.
Si die. E be kakana me ye mfanse by be January February ho no. Yes. E be twa plastic we a omo ye heba yufi.
Yes. Plastic bottles
near the no. Yeah. Until no so sudru ha
na no so the other. Sobolo for ni na
by December so no. Mitimi kwa na me ba na me de postcode na bremo.
Okay.
Na omomo wo Birmingham no. Ukwa ku yuti a metro baby aba ku yuti no.
Yes.
Aso se
So no baby I na kama.
O se die.
Say free. So say baby you go eat. Is it free bogo? And I bet you kakra.
Is it position to the free game? Ya titi say yeah.
So that was yeah.
Ewo baby na ye relocation.
Okay.
Na a unisex salon.
Oh, okay.
So Birmingham na sa here.
Foko nyina foko chance ni na so me ya medie.
Okay. Ghana phone nyina ba bia.
E wo so omoko. Omunua Ghana ni ndio. E munti. Ah, Ghana phone e wo no.
Man kwakwa mu kakran sa. Opposition.
Ayeba. We yentimi nkwa ni Jamaica yemire barber shop ho. Nti wa munti ndi aba yike Birmingham.
Enti ebehwe. Ko fa aboafo aka ne mra.
Wa ile ba to le zaza na ma me kwa abere ho. Se wo zaza ne kwa abere ho bi wo ho.
Yeah.
Na menchia eyi na tupim.
Na tupim.
Eno ami kwhia eyi wo ba bi na me bi kunga wa ehume. Onyina kwasi yemfie champo.
Okay.
The land cruiser no dem na efe pa. Efe pa.
Okay. Now so down. Now so tell so di enim.
I'm submit me di enim. Okay. Me dey dem am to enya kalu. Enya ba na abom besa me am to.
Hey, azema ba na bio.
we go share but we were distance away you know Eugene crown a chere me but me yes me be na we drive it off
hono
for him to know that me who know a Republic Bank more branch here Oak Plaza as quite touching
okay yo
all right you know Bibi I fine.
Bibi kolem.
Also for wine.
Nana to pim mechiano.
Nana to pim.
Mechiano. Nana also so for wine.
And I saw for Tyson no. And I me so ai. And I me so be a ember teku. So we are papa. We are auto in a so no so kwa bring put. Ono so seems opposite one. Or you auto anybody any be around benya ember teku. Kwa yama okra. It's out of pay a chill munyina. Yo. Edek SM Beaches.
Ose.
SMO.
Brato me.
Me say no thesis be on there said them no.
Sa.
I'm say speaker SMO no 10. And I want know 2M. Hey, brato me. Papa M. I don't pay yet. I know anybody say what the name
incoming.
Yeah. Oh, someone come. And the movie I'm coming now. I'll read the declaration of intent I have to read through share with you now anyway Thomas Oheneba kwame watching and chef
Kafoko can be never na dey ba also say SM
Beaters sisi ya dey do tata he no wow sisi ya say ye djumade ana ya dey bi uhia SM Beaters na wa say du for chie untik de bia unya tenka enye o ba na be makope sembites na be sa akokono no esanya de wawudo bebre ka ho na we ya ne be boso de a kire wo de aka de fire dance na Dr. Penia we dey say do we ba yi stroke ya de wo te ne te na no won fa duro no ma bonten wo se bra na ka chie na won fa duro ne nkan na Asiedu ahonto wo ben fifin mantem a
man kesim be fi krom na abako
enkran so
odoko official town
afa doctor number ne de ma wo se bibia ni afriend wo 0243989368 ana 0558379545
na anope ma men kan fu ABC game no enfa ma o anope ba modna fa phone said ye woni mo se Wontumi TV headquarters ya dia ka se be cheska ya ne pepe enu terope ya se dial *262# *262# na enu che no ABC di no ekwa akosi Z peke mumiensa na drone koso na se manu a opeke ye no ba akobo a osika no a odi twa ye no enhyimu da ebesi wa mampresa na se mumienu ba empre watch 8 times ene yesi hu dia ma wo miensa ne nyina body na che se what wodi 200 times ene na no pay de chow free na ene ye fiada edru fiada so se ya eye jackpot no ene so real deal ti no pay amodna afa phone na dial na se wuti anya yiye na se ma no ba kokora mo a usika no enhyimu 10% eno so ye de beche wo free emulate herbal supplement
ye papa so safo kantanka the African star ya say we aye will kese no aye e de gya obia sanse ye chene japade a wonya bi na mo nwanwaso a wo ye de ba ye die ubetumi anya so mfa so wo bra akoba bi ato ebidu akopa bi ato na wo ba ho adanse ye de assured se wo nsa betumi aka ye nti ama ye kirem se idi a kire wo ne se adoni edura animdifo e mu hwehwemu agye atum sa mpa yade bi e wodi etumi kanipedua bia no emulate tumi sa wani a doctor declare wo so mu nkofie nkope emulate wani a wayare ade huduo bi ese ye nsan yade eni aduro no kope emulate yade bia da no emulate besa ma ba bi eto biduro na abenya bi ye ma doctor number say bibia ni afa doctor fo mpanimfo no ewo 0535112873 yes sibiu 0535112873
na anope ma name kanfo sanitary pad wa so bia aba ene ye di siesie ho ye bosome bia ye mame achire bruwa ne sanitary pad no ena no pe me kanfo area ma wo no bodwa fo no ba bi obefa bia ebi wo ho na enye se ebi wo ho ne nko ampo wei eye sanitary pad a ene no boy yen emfa ho ne flow no dodo bia u flow betimi a chenwama kama ama won so ye wese eno ti no pe mo stores no a mo pe bia tu agu mo aton wo won so akopa bi na wonya bi na pese wonya bie na etimi bo na de siesie wo no o se no pe ya frɛ no na one ne nsa wo so ewo 0553661442 ana
0277491385
Exodus Moringa capsules any
Exodus Dandelion capsules anu ni yakam fama we ye topa ye na we nya topa ye kum nipa na emumekum aboa nkebedi unya ya hodoa nkebedi unya sa oyare sciatica diabetes pressure ani yade bia tete saa no kope Exodus Moringa capsules ne Dandelion capsules no so onya ni mienu a anopa no Moringa no mienu Dandelion mienu awia saa anyumra so no ai ne saa we ne saa ya oni ade no tonkwanta mapai ho beto na opesa ya sa no content sa etu se hu na otow a ye obibi wa ya frɛ no Exodus for you anu de mpenifo no nkwadaa nyina tumi de bi ye di mprenu da ko bia na udi sa kokoi ade ka topa ye no ho a wawie wo bo ho ban koko no udi a esa ye de nyina akire no mpenifo no mo bonus ye
anti age no ebebo pa
nkwadaa no nso
mo die bi o ma adwene mo musua wo mo hunu
eni ntini ya kanfo so obi anko be bi etoy bido no ko bi sampe binto doctor asye ye no kese pa bi wo wa waba be bie no atonso ago high school junction baby a ya obi eton ye no mpaboa no tona no abrosan so kotundo so potufo na ekoho ba ko no mienu de baby eton aduro bia fa doctor wo 0544447033 0544447033
yanko enkrata ne ko
yanko we no so
gasto mixture anope o also no Asiedu typhoid fever ne bejane diarrhea ne so beko wo wo didi aduane ko yemu ana chese wo yem hyehye wo esanse kwakoto yefuru ne moyi eyasem ekwamode won so a eyasem gasto mixture bebo ebeyi sa ha ne nyina ede free one mo mensoplus mixture so kan wo bio medro tatahwe a ebo ma esiesie ma ma ya ne dimo yebu yensa ya mre yebu yensa ya nte yaw eni dane no Asiedu se so bebubo de lalai mensoplus mixture eni edro no prostaplus mixture so medro tatahwe ma bia se wo jonso a speed bia e wo se de ba etanope se speed no anasa pressure no se ho techema na chese wo se obo anan na wa adwene ne ka kire se wo ya yare ano prostaplus mixture eno na ebeboa ene mema no mo no mo bie no rubber no ye fe bi so bia be ma mo bio ojo so ne be ma mo nya ne ya ojo so ne be ma ne mo nhihye no ojo so boko wa bra omre ho nature medics ene di no we ya ba anope be bia etu edro bia ebi wo ho ana wo jeme ne fra papa nature 0248
778899 0248778899 Hepasco Heba capsules sa ya ka kire wo say obrebo no honoma akwa ne nyina hia o na brebo no so de oye defendant aya abomode mo oni nko no ho pa sa obebo brebo no ho ban na yade bia nkoka no yade bia ka no so a obebo modin ama yade na firo sanse brebo no ebo honoma akwa na ewo mu no ho ban ko be ne fa so bo ho ban bia sa na wo bisa nyankopon bo no soronko say ne yedi ni ne yenom no ene ba bebre wo man kebe kuni pantem na so bo no atwe nyina firi mu se de be ye wo ntem no atena se edi nchina che eno nti se brebo no anwote chima ubewuntem Hepasco eba ka so na bobrebo no ho ban eno nti na hepatitis B Hepasco de tumi sa no tutumi ka ko be bia to abiduro bia na ne dwumadie nti amanfo aturi din se brebo boafo ba ko pe na ato otwede ko be bia to abiduro benya bia to doctor so na apesa oni ni din komo na penchiremu dia buruwe so ana se bibia ohia no doctor number ni 0557453579 ana 0501 459255. Double cut out of just not a penny at the Bremo. Yeah, the tin constitution in Cotogen, a betting about Canabacon and Naposo, near the bar, you change your canoe. Oh, B.D. Niatra CSA. Oh, B.R. B.D. Ame Petche. Daily Graphic. Oh, Kunini, the Bocatano.
Daily Graphic. Right. Bashaba Mama me Daily Graphic. Na yenhwe nsɛm a anɔpɛyi wɔn so ɛbaayɛ anaasɛ nsɛm a ɛdi ahim ɛwɔ Daily Guide dɛwbɔ krataa nim Ghana France deepen bond, and it comes with a picture of His Excellency Jean Dramani Mahama. OSP to prosecute Ufuriata 5 others over SML deal. Oh, Kasadodo. Oh. Dr. Elombi takes over as Afrism Bank's 4th president. Pledges to deepen impact, strengthen partnerships. Daily
Graphic the Bocata no pay dia wadia bano ana watchese France and Ghana ana chese ya yonko fano chese ya shemukina nti mampeni ne France Macron na hwan no ho mfoni ne da na wo mu chia ana OSP ana ono so dia atoja se Europe for reata ane nipenu bi ka ho a chese kasa SML ho ana Dr. Elombi so yasese say dia wono na Afrism Bank sese wo mu president a obeto so nan eno no nti wono na chese wo ba bedi wonumu animu nti Daily Graphic in some of the ba na eno no
mami som ewo Daily Guide de ubo krata na so emuna enano pay Yanshe the Daily Guide so edeba yo in baba.
Daily Guide. Soldier arrested for assaulting pharmacist customer. And I saw the video, but it was too. I mean, Tina Mami Amon Hanum. It was too
65 Ghana cedis.
NDC super majority MPs absent. Minority and Ekazi. NSA ghost names scandal. Osei SCB slapped with 800 million Ghana cedis bail. More of a coin.
Hey, 800 million.
And I think with 6 sureties or so. Ofuri Atta face OSP charges. Mahama Macron talk maritime security. These issues, especially with Hanan Ene Neire. I have said here a number of times, any public officer, Nejuma Oye Onimra Edahum. Now I was awesome as a patriotic citizen. Now one some na wafa kwa imbonesu dene sa combine kano. The laws of the land should deal with him or her accordingly. Makanesano, the Attorney General and prosecutors should prosecute them within the remits of the law.
Oh yes.
Mamun kofane biya bata huno. Hanan Hanan, I don't know him. He doesn't know me. Ona akosum onene ena aban abo mukodu. Aban ebedi asem no omudi fo a ebebu omufo omudi bi mo ebebi amobem.
Sa pepe.
Mana no pay yeme kan se omumma ena meme edwin mu ho no pay. I don't know what will be going through their minds, the situation. Both parents, mama and o papa nyina nti nkwala no na obi bompa ya won kai wo mu nkwala no de se mama ne papa no mudi fo so mudi bi nkwala no de mudi mu hwe
dabida
na the trauma that they will be going through no nobody can find the exact words to define it or describe it.
Muno mafefo mu school
nkwala no na anopay so obi won paibo bi bo a na waka nkwala no won paibo say the Lord should keep them in mind, especially omoyan kwala san yem penifo ko manyi ti se fuku mu dia so mdo I feel for their kids. Honestly, I do feel for them. Na yenkai mu mpaibum ma papa ndi oma no lawyers will face the charges. If omu ehubesa omu sign just like Obia, but I feel for their kids. Obi on paibia na wakai kwala no won paibo. All right, mo trust me.
Enti kasa feta so miensa asamwa Oheneba kasa fa ho ano a yewura osesibe Samaidina, a once and seven and a pay chese, CC idea, ya money bill 800 million Ghana cedis, and a pay cratano Ediaba. Now, and than someone, and Russia, your future
800 million Ghana cedis, say, 800 million citizens, say,
Pepian Kuma, ever say, 800 million, say,
mood.
800 million Ghana cedis.
And
then come and go money bill.
Make come it through. No way, 800 million. I see this neighbor say.
Madam, you know, I confused me. No, hey, 800 million Ghana cedis. Okay, I don't tell you why I jump on mobile.
800 million cry, oh, currency cry, say. Now 800 million.
800 million, yeah. I think 800 billion.
Not just 800 million. Hey,
80 million, no? So 1 million, yeah, 10 billion old cities. 10 million Ghana cities, 100 billion old cities. 80 million, yeah, 800 billion old cities.
800 billion.
100 million, be say. As a work can go 1 trillion. It's 10 trillion. My confused with me.
Not just a 1 million, not just a way 800 million.
Hey.
A more yo. 80.
It's a more bail conditioner. We
be.
Tina, I Morrison pass one day do. Okay, you are just so used to.
Yeah,
we are
in for a marathon, a marathon of these happenings. Na me yasa stella any pebia ewo MPP mo. Mikazo bia eboni ama emrani ni. Do I from so bia na emrani ni. But sometimes when you sit down and look at some of the issues, and you know, how is this different from the prosecution now by the year on ambulance cases, Sagleme case, near the attorney general by or enter no prosecutor. So officer na abaying the case, oh my near some numbu. Now you want to go to baby. That's saying, you know, when you do these things, it gives somebody a reason to answer that. Especially Brian, some of the do now kind of want to court or more present as a fufro honum. But they pay when they pay and still are MPP for the Bizum. Yeah, say, yeah, my casa. A best say part no Emma part no nya akono eba fom na yetimi kan ho bom na yekoja mamutu mebium but
take care kasa se trauma na de so bia so ma ye wa bra bia abanfo fro ba na se be bogu kura na ono so be si wa ban se ne ono so wagu me ho fi se no so e bi nko so nti se ya na be ye yes ana ayi Enrada.
Senior Tony Jemfi Ameyao. Menshia North Secretary.
Yo.
Onwa Nebeye. I say 8 trillion.
Hey.
Old cities.
Trillion.
8 trillion.
Hey.
Old cities.
Na say yampa krampo na. Do de bedru.
Na NSS no. Omo ya de ho.
Ye call IMF copper bosiano. $3 billion.
Ga omamuni nyina o.
Omamuni nyina. Ena omochichem.
Anu kura amfa ni nyina mai sa. Those
chichem wo monom de 600 biaba. Monom de 300 biaba. Monom de seyaba. Na senior Tony Jemfiame ya boame. O dey fa a rate of ABA 12 cedis today to $1.
Okay.
Na $3 billion no. You say in Ghana cedis.
Okay.
Senior Jemfiame boa enuma me. Na me so say we bet my Ghana besia.
Na bi o NSS no.
Senior ko bo besia.
E dey na ye no ho.
Ipa ba ko pe. Single one.
Tino. Charlie.
Anti dear pa fire. Hey.
Na bi cross say the year case cross we must say te bedru sa 800 million.
Sir, you see? Obi.
Emo ya o. Anka on da na wo kan say.
I am confused. Obi so say 80 quadrillion.
Hey. Zigane ze modu dia for obi eni so. Hey.
Charlie.
800 million.
So, after Pegbu 1, Pegbu 2, Pegbu 3, no, Supreme Court, ekesi su dia se, boni biano, o akonya se ma bail. Any offense, bailable. Antino, yenka se bail ye ma obi. Nemum, ye de
condition. I know a ding. Na Wontumi meet,
but yenshey.
Foko when cry
Yanko
Haxa Mr. Anne Haxa capsules. Aye, edura ye kamfodi ama wo say ya osanko ade a emfa woni ko a wakwa emfidudu atena wo so obi de edi mfinhie duo no wabra na enko ukonya Haxa na ase tuye ye kamfoma say ye kwankro osakra Haxa betu ase unyanya Haxa nuro no toa mienu enhie no na nya to pai no ba akeka ho wawie ebekum aboa na sa kumkuro no na ano no ne djuma edi enti amanfo frɛ no all satamfo tini ya se wo so tutubika ko be eto ebido ne ko pebito na beboa wo ye ma doctor number say bibie ni a eya frɛ no 0240238310 ana 0203822855
na anope wa wonsa no na ya na ye titiriti no entini ne mosisi amoja ne ntumi ne afrusa ne yie no stroke yare na anope aka de hye bidi ato wono mo no oba so so edru bosomi a chesa wo bre ya pa ye frɛ ne ya utibie obu wo no mo so afitini tiri so besi ne na ase osare anope na no demu den ada ya ne nipadua ne baabia hyehye no asemako pa ene de afa ne baabie sa ha wi ne titiro ya na wo ye maame ne papa no mu a omodu omo mpani fieso anopesa sa ha no bi na etete wo na odi hye bia what odi esansa me kanfo victory garlic mixture dro no edi amawo wei garlic kan ene mu nso no doctor chimwo odi afa befu mfidie ni mu Food and Drugs Authority penifo agye to mu se eno ntia no pay baby etu dro bia victory dro ebi wo ho no mo me se won so no bi wo ko kete so a o se na e friend na fiti eno besi sabre woni nkangu so no kope victory na so do dance de beba ana Fred doctor ewo 0242545633
0242545633 Ruta Natural Products 2003 hwehwemu ekoso Ghana ewo Lagos ya po mu ba bia ye frefre nro no anu wonu mu bi sia Ghana fo se no be na boa pa na Ghana fo se nro miensa we sa eba ne se malaria pa na hawo a wadro pa na ye frɛ no Ruta Mixture wa typhoid wa chewo wa ko enkro no ewo aduro tatahwi bia ye frɛ no Ruta Tonic afa wo pese moja timi die fusane ye wo ni paduam na bo no nya hoden da wo bra wo nyare dade a ene waduro ye frɛ no Rutalive na to otwa de tutumri kana ko be atwa biduro bia Kolena Keba shop or Aston you tundo so poor. Yeah, my doctor number say bibiania I have friend wo 0244 485632 0244 485632.
Mene once we say so be benya one or pesi ano den I know din komo yi na free yare eno nti na ye kan fu kitima
Heba Center
Ediama wo
Kitima
yes seba ne munsa yare pa
Muya ne kitima na se kitima
ene said you wish abodi bia eyeki ene yeti ene yema
eti kitima bia ye kitima eti ebe koni akwakobuza za na no mehye ubo eti ebusuafo sa enemu nsa yare no edi yenya o na so ni nyina ne yenimu o enemu nsa yare na tumi gigya ni padua no na akwakodru baabie wapa wo pa na ebi ma Bema sai tumi juwa kwamwa no a eno no tumi to na ekumabo na kyesa wo no wanya bie no etumi kumumwa no etumi bre wo mo ase etumi ma no jo enti awo efre na wo enya de se obetumi awo etumi didi ko ni pedua ni ma no wani efra eno akire ade na ye nsawansawan na ye gu video na ebi ho no mo a yesi we de ni edro we de osaye na obi ato agu so no saa enemu nsanyare etumi de sansunsanso we biba kitima eba center de empanifo tatahwe atrese wo makwadare awedre pa se eba ne enemu nsanyare omotenete eno akire nya no nko a ade bia ye bodi nsa yare na ada ne kwankro no momodna afo ni kyeremu ewo sepase gawo enkawe kwantemponso nkomo ene ye die mese yare no de wachini a enko no fuani kyeremu ho Dr. Bebo say we no hahama kan ena odede djuma
profam chewa
ene se wo beko na oso akwaje wa yaresa ana se frame
0246 914717 0246914717
Kinoga Company Limited ene
TIME time Heba Mr. Abedjaso. Na time Heba Mr. no malaria de dra se wonumu a ene malaria no wole ne so ye hwan malaria kuni ni te se hwan ebetu ase ama ho ato ndu de kopɛ time ni bi na fatu malaria se na ho ntɔpre kopɛ malaria duro tatahwe a obi agye atumu eno no afa doctor tena so no hu se enam nsan ye de edi manfo nya ama binum kura de esansa ahemfie ho niema bia ezi wantan basanti ama binum kura wade ntumi nyina na mema bi nso ntumi nyina wɔ naso yie emwa kura niema ha adwen enti enam nsan ya de oba besiesie ho no aye oba esima no wade so de a ene ne time Heba Mr. na obo bi wi a woni beje nsia ne to paye konumbi na onso di adanse beba te se de amanfo di adanse bebrebe bebi ato bidro bia na obenya bi ato ye ma doctor number ne sesan dada no a 0244 417669 0244 417669
Kivo hot pepper
moko sheshe deda Wey aye mekwa chobafo indomifo ema omo aduane wo fie ni ade nyina ese ye jabo kotwie o we jabo kotwie aye keyboard pepe na wote ano no wiegum una akro no
3p garlic mixture ano pepe work for dre ena yes so aka for the amawo immune system na ya asrafo won komo woni pedua ni mo no we ni adura onunum bie na omakwaso abo adwuma wadre na akwoti anyare wagodo te se oba wubu wonsa wobre onsa no na ya titiriti no stroke yare na aka wato fam wo no onso a wo jonso emu amane nyina na betu ase o blood pressure na akwa na enei owo kura ekeka akono 3p garlic mixture beboa ebe manuema aba normal diabetes yare no Asiedu anope wa wa kese abroso wa furu na aye kapu no asma te shewa yare no a eno so da ne kronkron no 3p garlic mixture fda fo ajetu mu se eye na eye garlic kan na piwa kefo echi munsuo no eno na anope ye kanfo dia ma wo eno ntini ese ko drugstore na ebe wo no herbal shop no okwa akobodin na onsaka bia ebebo opa ana fra doctor
0248928824 ana 0201000021
Oheneba news
the burger paper our burger paper Oheneba news
yankwai na Oheneba news so yen share the room senior attorney general ya say $3 billion at 12 Ghana cedis will be 36 billion new Ghana cedis. 36 billion new Ghana. Senior attorney general ya unia baby wo UK Edna agudie Edna o se ochiawo. And good morning to you senior attorney general from your sister Edna. Minority slums majority over poor attendance during parliamentary session. OSP's conduct is unprofessional and shameful. Kweku Pencil. Go to hell. Health Minister tells LIMS contractor. Ghanaians spent over 4 billion Ghana cedis on short trips abroad in 2020. Paris Peace Forum, Mohammed's global call and step on misinformation must reflect local realities. Yankwe.
Oheneba news the bokata no paying semu a wode bae no watwam na asem de fiemfoni abeto fe na Adam Kuma no na say won chese Adam dodo no ade when I was playing super majority so bedroom na asem de fio na nkonwa no sisizi o sa moma nti eno Adam Kuma no akasa ewo na OSP na yese ne suni ne ban ne ye bia woda no adie no not nimguasie pa na womfa kwampa so eno asem ura kwaku pencil ono nso obi a onimra pa na ode sansem no abetudwa so for hwe apom de onsem so o papa we de obeka enso ne kakura obeka na so for hwe apom de onsem so yi owu ra kwam na minta kanda no ana waka de achre LHIMS contractor no contractor for catch them so monko ship na yase emfie pinu ne aduonu miensa 2023 Ghana ma de share ya chese wonu akwa amana ne ye dan ye ho aba sa no yase 4 billion Ghana cedis
asem say I na say
me le video kakra iso so asenka 4 point something no Fosia men powder
Macron dia na ba o Fosia men's powder yankwen
mema word nro na wo bema na onyanya Fosia men powder e bia o mema yo na kakra yeso onya nware o ye kanfo de ma wa o bi ho so ti ase unya bia wo bema dada na yiri jutum se wo bema ano na so bo mema yo ho ban na wo unya bema kura so ma re ho meso nkoku ho ate enkodi ho awu na Fosia men powder hokoji bi wo bo mema yo ho ban no ubehwie ni ti no fa fransi okubensi anase kokonedi ano no na otwe bia no ai baako na mom wo de ekojo to a ada warehuo no wo de obehye ni ti no ma nansa mse nuru bosome ne ye frɛ mema wo yiri de ubedi kansa so wo hunu mema yo kokodro tatahe Fosia kobites no enie kokwadru
Fosia herbal mixture no
ha malaria esuro no kokokokokokoko wonum bia be hu no ate ase tutumika kopem obebi eto bidro bia anase bibi ani a wo de ni tietietie afre doctor ewo 0244017097 ana 0552812912
part 2
birthday wishes for her okay quick one yenye na yenkwe na senior Kwame Apia is already in.
Yes.
Na yenko
okay quick no aka me gentle
real quick na yenko enko
na yenua bema odasui honorable Chum oya assemblyman ewo Obinkrom electoral area. Hafu Kenya say eno wo ai. Etanope honorable Yaya Aliskopi. UN organizer for region and so honorable. Happy birthday. And also for points so odaso the Reverend Daniel Apreku Buanzi. Na yesi oye youth pastor ewo Presbyterian Church of Ghana Grace Congregation Ekwapem Ekropon anope Mr. Imuna onoso Central Region Imuna so for ai o happy birthday osinya me show onko so amon ba na kura youth ne sa ewo baby a obia
we mame abna Kristo Asafo ewo Ekropon branch a atuma Ekropon branch na owo na ne maame Abna Sarah ani ebusuani nyina say you wish you happy birthday.
Ena when so ayemia me nua bema na sasa ya me nua papa za do ile ba sum na no ite be dai nana akosia amwako mensa oye me roommate at university na anope nansi me ma happy birthday wa sisi a owo DVLA Accra Regional Office hacho boshe ehonu mo ena nansi wo anope nana nyame show omo wo ba ma misika ne mra bebre na afese say o san so tinkwam say ya oye ba so be ma lunch
me pese me kwa me license de me hunu
aha ti wo de me wi am de number ne be ma
na ma kai papa ba ko ye fe na de efe ade
me wo fa asimie na Akolai is 18 years today.
Wow. Hey.
Yeah.
18
years. She's 18 years.
You start from who she obeying you papa. 18.
Yeah.
Na bwana chimonya wa munya fe.
So was stand chat ne de
Instagram
beautifulness. Happy birthday. Na obi ahwe no amfre o de Philippa.
Oh okay.
Free obi ahwe no amfre me. Ipa mo chew. Afi no nya mfi du nwotwe. Oberia University.
Wow.
Usa. Enti munya no. Na
onshi 80.
Onyini a me ama ba be ka
she gonna be like this so. If you touch she go tell of
the results F basa.
That's right.
Yeah.
Results F synonym.
Covanoche Senior High School now. The results now I think because the lower and as highest was I think B2.
Wow.
Yeah,
lowest no.
B1 A1 sir. You have said this year between the room now KNUST. Now I say opeso ye mental health and rehabilitation.
Wow.
As the first degree. And Philippa, happy birthday to you.
Now yes, what they need out. And what about party for ye can etimanka or one cast of who on the friend say. Yeah, fax funding or also on nooning Tisantia ni na fair for the local police station in Tiabano Wankoto. So it's only my said, unless Obiba, no actually say point one of our statement. A error and I say a draw. There can see. Obi catcher is a point 2 of our statement, you know. There can see a draw. Point 3 a draw and a point 4 draw.
Why did they have to take the youth organizers to respond instead of the regional
campaign coordinating team for DMB.
We are all campaign coordinated.
Okay.
Yeah, campaign coordinated. And once again I repeat, make I for because baby if say have a boy. You are my shadow high school. But maybe I'm makuma edano. And if I feel that will be a dent in the credibility, I have to different. It's not and yet can be an also or no. Yeah, can you say or more from original campus? Say chairman count. And I yes, maybe I'm not imagining also. The fact that chairman can original campaign team. The fact that chairman margin mean that Mr. Margin Koswa, Mamma. I'm protect my brand. Say Dr. Bowman so nipa the wo no. And I yes sir. Ya ka for no ho. Yes say on the man nya ya. But say you for organize for nsem efa obi hu dia ya sombosom. Mengi ni say na wo say ye no. Enti ye de maka. Ya kan. Ya ra Elon Musk buy no car say on na hotel sin obi a Ghana ha. Ono na nisika do so nsi no bia ndu betima boaye ye de man a ye raba o me nisika nti ye de man o de nisika ba be boa
abana ye kono obi o ko bibia wedin e me yusu de fufu bia o peso bo bi ni a bodin. I don't know any Elon Musk.
Oh, you're right.
Right. Yeah.
Me pacho me mre mo kakra dollar na ko fom dollar na ko fom. When you say about you, $10 na
oh yeah.
Yeah. Dollar ko for money. About you, no ma. The dollar no ejimi pacho. Sidi na ye genuine yankasa. Maybe South Hankasa.
But how is it linked to?
Election.
Election NPP presidential primaries.
Yeah, echo.
What is the link?
What link is the woman? And I made sure on it. Say a woman soon so no and say yes you about me and a $1 a day a possible time. It's ya call for be and aja and easy for saying yes idea because and easy form be say ma you about me a bear flag bell. Dollar no.
The delegation why it should not bow me.
Yeah, artificial copium so better aba. Dear Muyen na yahu. Dear Muyen na yahu. $1 no per crown which me a man about 1 CD per dollar. Ye better my euro about me. Before video so edisa a unama and this for. But the body to her, see a court election no January 31st we pay $100 and a bay, a city in a bay of Kruman. Hey, ja, and no crana make at no. Agent, oh yeah, a man for be a call ransom or more which young go for no maka, ye time shed $1, ye time dollar, then 17 cities. Then 17 cities, nay 13.7 or so.
Yeah, it no.
Yeah. It is see I'm most matches or grand or outside there 12 point something. Oh, agent no a euro Mohammed Baumia, agent $1 no, and say dollar, yamfina 10 point something na copim so better my baby, agent no, yenye. Na go for be co campaign or when you be a casu, you also $1 near. Me Obama's own be a $1. And $1 and a call for mono. Why in about Docuno now what on a saying? Docuno now what on in Chenam a saying? Ubia me ya from Ketua Minidi, may coach all by me midi bro, a 150 cities in 100 cities. For 20 cities, meme. Docuno na mo say mo beto so about 2 senior, and a 7 city in 5 city na no bono. It's difference ben womu. $1 above from inflation above from a paper so. A new form and refer to a market. The Debiana Bisa say, a year and a year, no year running mate that time. No wires a bunch of wires and Brazil wires and a Jumoma system, Mosha Massitrum, and no, say a war so good and noon. A genuine cujum, a genuine winning my money bo, winning my money bo, winning Kubi bo, winning by rebo. Body bet to my to 20 saying, and that than for compare.
oh etino atrone na eda ni nkontompo na omode baji tumi no ene esi wo musi adwumayefo kra mu ntimi nji omoka wa beta kurom anu maka say gold board ye ti ye no yenya gold efi yenya sika free mu nti no galamse no ye ntimi ngono mo aso na musi mu ngono ene kone kohwe wo yin ba mefa wo fidie so mi kuru me kwenzi community ba ko ye
I was listening to a documentary this morning I feel some debate
say no water treatment
yeah
shout on down 18 unia the American say me constituency 1 minute yes NDC ni bi she forest ho baby ye galamsey krone de tabo sere boye galamsey na nanse be pamo no ena okoyi nu ho adi so ye NDC ni ombe pamo no wasan aba abehye ho no mama community for ni sese kura no wode wo mo ntimi ntwamu onkofu ya bia to nwuram e wo tabo sere etimi forward fidi kasi so say NDC for so mo badia wo mo ankofo na eye mine no na ye ka se ya mi e wo wana banga o se ho ahwan bi no wo mo nkoshi ya yuko no ko wo mo so be ne ya mo sen Oheneba wo mo ya mi ne na yi be ne mo sen eji wo mo de ye nche yesi che ma wuntimi akọ hunsu enye sa hwe be ye de ama no eso chen eyi ye friend sen ye di ko bie Men's Bank na si ya hunsu de ne mo mi enko mikro mo ya bre wo hye dem kra be ne ye de na kotum eji sa wo mo no ma na wo mo ye no ye huni nyina na me se samu pew mumpew yura ba o mia oba be ye president o Ghana ye beto banama no delegate atenase efi se enye die bi nsi da enie MPP enye die bi nsi da nie si yakwa agbato so ne ya de ye di nkuguo eyi nyina ne di nkuguo se de na menu Razak ka no obi time de chairman ho obufu bebre no obi time ka se okoye school feeding se ni se nti kura no onkoye ye kan se onkonkoye election obi nsu time ka se oba ye kura no o replacement ni ade wanya ye nu nti no onkoto aba enti enuoma ne de keka bom eye bebre obi a ho ye den ewom enti mu nsusu mo se na ye wura ba me hondo onye nipa ho onye nipa But Nioma ye can be soon, what is what I respond to be. And we here no ni focus on they say obey ye ne campaign, obey can some delegate. Na aye, no man wouldn't some man's word be as 10 appointments in Ibenya view. You be a constituency. Ya no, and Tresse executive near the mom, ya be as we are by a executive. There be for the whole constituency, no. And a by an day, a baby boy, engineer one person be any yes and going to say at the 10 appointment in a day. Among it's joined by Mediman who see no. Na Mesre, Yura, Mahama, ye fra bem, a 7 kilometer road be. A free in Memu Quanta echo agreeson. Contract and was giddy. Sisi abai by contract and you. Eji mesre no
MPP so try diebo e kwai 7 kilometers yenti manye
at that time ne ya enkofu bi na beje ye ena no so yetu wana mo wa yetu wana wa
so kwa mu diebo
nya obi a
kwai 7 kilometers
yenya obi obe ya
no ya dia ma contractor went man na obi di be wa akotọ bet ya ye
Oheneba me pa chu
am ya beto position ibrese
anti ya no ne she ura ba me anti me pa chu Oheneba misro asam no mame ye menye robishe no misro say amemu ye nto aso
I agree with you
na waye drains waye na yi nyina iji akase wo be den obegu kuta sisi nsu to ye sanso ye den essay Chitua bi ye ntue ni nyina eji aban na ba ono no nya ne botum ska taxpayers money or many bi ne free compensation to data no tuntukurum ene trasen ne patem no we no so onya den o megusu kuta because ye bi eji onso aba to aso na ye meka se ye nto ya ba ma taxpayers money eji bra na be hwe manso adu bia ne patem na so to aso ne gukuta ne bi ne ye nso wonso faji we
me da se na kojo ne uti
na wo ko Jaben
right
His Excellency former vice president Yewura Muhammadu Baumia
the campaign na wo koye
ye ko dwaben ye 3 days store ye ko ne akoye campaign no campaign gidigidi chama luta wo twan me dendenden ye ko achen ase eti won ba wie usho na mesro so be yeden onzo betwa na uyi wani me kasa ho
o se
na me kasa ma chozo yi wani
chama de asisha
o se
da bi o me se wie usho na brane be join e na se me ka uyi se announce
sa fe no aton sa afre me ntimeba
eti wo be ba
me dwene ho
e bia wo nti chama
wo dwen wo se
chama sempa na waka chewo
ana putu promu wa o to sa afre me no
ye ba mi adwuma na ye boa ye ne enzo ye mo awubi o
sa de materials ne mo me putu promu na o to sa afre me sa ne to sa afre obi
putu pro ne ene de
ye panyine o
meso me ye chairman o
ndi chairman am so me radio
raza ka bibi chere no jude me
mo ba ran ko bozo mo go campaign di mo frame
oh that's a me no wakanda de me chat show WhatsApp yi
eji emfa bi nka ho yade a enti unam so wo koto ho aduro no sa yade no sa do no be sade amon ti sa diabetes na hawa Oheneba asa wo koto diabetes mixture na edek diabetes mixture na it will do just diabetes ojuma ade ama be sa yade amon eduntina de bia no if you don't better ha u TV ripati papa di papa Wontumi TV ko akire Wontumi radio ko akire edipa pe because Oheneba juma ba wodi no edipa ani so eduntina ya menya kwanya we na mbetena so na me ka edu ya ba hospital adwuma akire wo ma ya na mani age because me free say e ko akire sometimes me free ha no ebia mi nkodu ba ya be ko no telephone calls a menya no even though me telephone number me enka numbers no hu by individual as nim me a enunti o me hu se captain siasia eti Wontumi eti gina fero busana do no asem gina fero se u diabetes na hawa busana ho asem gina fero se ahotutu na hawa busana ho asem gina fero se u sisi ene my friend say watinka na tiko busana ho asem gina fero se stroke busana ho asem no nchirechire wo mu no e say no ama by force as a doctor me doctor you mean bi but enyuma no ho so na asema me ka no yesi abasoba ana ma ejapa ye enti no me nua bi me wofa bi me nana bi madamfo bi e de me number ma obi a ofre me na obusa me na me chirim o say na de ne tie na ma recommend ba be kodu ba bi a be level a Oheneba obi on level na maka cho say telephone numbers ni for doctor because numbers to fra Dr. Adu Mohammed and answer the administrator no ana benya won na ma che enyuma no mo de a kire wo to Oheneba de bia me ka na me ka kire wo say malaria de a wo haw no abada wiye e bedane abra uti edek malaki onka Oheneba se eye diabetes a me se e bedane abra wati edek diabetes mixture enka Oheneba e bedane abra wuti edek be strong mixture our betters enka edo ho tutuo no e bedane ama ho aye odin ama wagina yie Oheneba me se e bedane abra wuti edek blood tonic enka edu blood omoja na da bia so ate omoja na yaso wudi moja enam kana anemia right aha ana mini moja ana mintimi nidi ana manum nyame de ana mesotia na etie no me se wote edek black tonic u follow ya wudi akira ukoto obi se onom no e kire se u haw no e bedane ama obedi adanse e akira foforo eno any the hallmark of Oheneba hospital otwa obedi adanse Oheneba SMB tesa e trend no ni di bebre no among for the social media among for the system magic dia na person edin adoba no bia no once SM abbreviation SM no e fa no kire se ne djuma dia edie no aso nipa ni ezo Oheneba tobia obedi adanse e da kire foku tobia obedi adanse e da kire aso. And the good thing is that a manum a memanum and a function perfectly. You know no alcohol nim the biaso meka ho asem no obanum bemanum etenya dua makofa se manya mejole bi etimi de koche me amasem oban so timi nom eka che se manya mejole bi me de koche me masem
that is Oheneba hospital no to the city Oheneba enyum no inspire me ne ama me de catch no bia say ene se who decide say uni Oheneba hospital eben to anamon a se yetupa ye no Oheneba de ba me catch say ya se nails ka ho ye din na obekwa koto duro na de bia matrama kwe no ye no me ka de simi bo say Oheneba hospital ene enonum ana maka mabodin aka yade num eda kire wo sa yade amakan se edek malakio se edek esambites se edek diabetes mixture se edek be strong bitters or mixture ana edek blood tonic no Oheneba yade amabodin ene nro ya maka wasoma kire we sa nro no Oheneba tobi beboa men san ho kotodu fufuro se me ko try mahwe yade no your track record dey be ameka a proven track record say you no to a eya adwuma obesan to bi e dey amanu e dey ho dance e dey ama wadamfo bi eti abrata no nyumo inspire you nyina na you follow Oheneba hospital or my telephone number is 0243 98 93 68 0243 98 93 68 and 0558 379545 0558 379545 and 0201 044221 0201 044221 for number C free emubia enena kasa another administrator Oheneba na say stroke that's the doctor kan was so no doctor o hihye sronko memma sika ehunu say mini sika nti mentumi nko Oheneba hospital makase doctor ade aye ne na ni danyame ase ho no say obesa eripa ba ko yade awasoro agina the doctor no kwa ye won hihye ya Oheneba said your stroke tie said your situation tie no ono wo hihya enya abotwe de hwewo na ti what you tika eno yade a oye because ono ano is a giver doctor you be a or the ade ma because o free say nyame achede ne adom ode dom no o so ye bidima e say o sika samtie e hihye wo ho awdu Oheneba hospital man katimba fi kroma ana doctor official town a empanifo no betena se ayen hihye na ya saw yade wo doctor gitu mu say sa hoden wo ho a sika de odumako ayadwuma atue sika anamboa sa hoden wo ho nko ade a ni kwa se usuro na ono so akase stroke sa enya den but what the doctor be ka sada Dr. Du Muhammad and say stroke sa enya den ni nyina na se ne ntem so enipa na aka no abusua enhwe sika ho emane na ho enroti no mo beto na morning ntem doctor say to na morning ntem dia ya between 48 hours to 2 weeks now twemi no doctor so be saw ya de so to na morning ntem ya de bia e ba kakra edu hu na so anon ntem a ntem na so mpo sa chese de doctor say o be saw ya de say stroke de bia ka say Oheneba hospital no best say the building hospital no stroke ntia right Oheneba ma me mfa ba bia akwa banya ye nupa yi bia to ba ko na opeso to dodo na opeso tu e call stock to obi makwa ton a so do ani kire Colnac wo Ashton any crow from Quantimpon so a obanya bi ato o do kire dani farmer and so Ashton crow from Quantimpon so any Colnac e ben ho obanya bi ato e de free ho o do kire Abidank and so okay Kumasi obanya bi ato Freddy Mens okay Kumasi obanya bi ato Plus Heba ewa dum Oripa FM building no obanya bi ato Tina Tet Heba ewa Sofo Line any Ghana fan onya obanya bi ato Repass ewa Kanshi Drug Lane Accra obanya bi ato House of Drug ewa Kanshi ho so bi ho Ekus Pharmacy ewa Shaman obanya bi ato ana Gapsin Pharmacy ewa Kofodia obanya bi ato afri ho PK Gombila ewa Tamale obanya bi ato Kasapa Pharmacy ewa Tachiman Kumasi Station obanya bi ato God Day Pharmacy ewo Takrade Sansana Pena Heba eno ewo Cape Coast na ko owas efe obi drofie takwa eno so obanya ye nupa bi e de ato na herbal shops ni na say drug stores
atias te o Ghana mamu ha ba bia no okwa obenya bi so wa nya bi ho
great
kosa area obenya bi ato
ase
mankasi ba fi krom Accra odoko official town o ene yasoye o phone numbers no so a ye no be kasa
right but I say 20 minutes after 8 afi mamene senior Kwame Apia emesha se eni enkomoi medical malpractices ni sunsanso how amanie abenedie futuo akwanche eni da ho a ewose woye enkomo ena anepei mene wo ebetena se na yaba abedi ho enkomo sa ensoso ena Dr. Enoch Owahene Echampon ono soso no public health okoke NUST Achadie oho obeba na yedi nkomo ti brofia me kan tenten tia yensi antiasi medical malpractice no kra eyede fa ne sa enne na yedi hu nkomo nti I want to start it all over again na menhye matifo no mahwefo no bose de senior Kwame Apia so wasachira enti wabai wabatenase wapomde hu hia me wapomde hu hia no na wapomde hu hia Wontumi TV ne Wontumi radio enti sese de anye fiada bia akra na ukwada bia obetene nka ewfia na yedi hu nkomo senior
yes sir
akwaba
ya nwa Oheneba
baba atenase
matimedase metenase
na bibia boko
unyamiado bibia boko
semekwa supiti ekoja yaresa anasa yarehwa me kono dia bai ena me fanhye mitrimu ansa na maduru facility hokra
Oheneba medase anopai na machia yatifo ne ahwefo so enti se wo ko hospital akwakope ayaresa edikan ansa na obia beso se okọ hospital no na nipaduanum akwa ne bi atochima ana bibi enye adwuma ewo ni nipaduanum enu nti opese okọ na ode kodan animdefo a omo wonimde ewo kwan efa so a yema ayaresa eho enti obi ko hospital no adwene woni tirim ne se obekwa akobo ni nkuro akire dokotani anase nipa ko mana yaresa na nurse ni anase obi biara o mana yaresa no obeba fie no na enam saa nipa ko no omunimdi omuwoni nti no omatime adin ho dwuma ma sebe de ho asisi ne ho so ama yare na edi ni nya no ano abrase anase Asiedu kura eti edikai no enida so nipa de woni se me ko hospital akwakope ayaresa na obafia ono so ne ho adodwo no
ti owura ho no mo a wakọ wabona money ukrosika ebia odibetua ne bills what other responsibilities na that ono patient no so
yonti ono patient on say dey say healthcare no a shared responsibility obi akọ school akosua de wonimde saa nimde no wono ode ba be yadwum system bi mu system na so hubetima to chima makofa amane aba wo patient na akọ hospital asede da so kese ne say enhyehyeye ne nyoma ye beka a kire no ubedi so wakọ yese ko no maduro wo so wonnom wakọ ya kire se ko ebibi wo so wonye enti wo so asudie bi da so making sure say enhyehyeye be ya amawo adwuma na akọwura mu no mra ye de bo ho bra no wo so be de ubedi so se de be ya esahwe no ebe wie pepepe se de wo si pe no.
Okay, now medical malpractices there.
If you can't say medical malpractice and medical negligence, the can you know say obia or what abodin krata and I say or what akwanya and I say license say or my IRS and I say professional. Oh, did you ma wire sashino? Why am from Subi and I say Bibia any coin say oh yeah why na akwakofa opra ana owuo e de abre se benipa na akwakope IRS and prempi you know say yet you radio so obi aba oboni nkro ɔkɔ hospital no ɔma nhwɛ ne yie ɔkɔ hanom nipa ɔma na yaresa no wamfa pɛpɛyɔ ɛndi dwuma ama sɛ be wadi dɛm anaasɛ wapra ɛbrɛ pii no obi kɔ a ebi kora na ɔkɔ no tibia na ɔwɔ no obɛfiri hospital bɛba na afei deɛ ayɛ west koraa ne nyinaa ne sɛ nipa na ɔyɛ adwuma no ɛnhyehyɛeɛ na yɛayɛ ato hɔ no ma yɛde saa adwuma no nipa no wandi so na ɛnam sɛ wandi so no nti no akɔfa nsunsuan so ɔbɔne abrɛ patient na akɔpa ayaresa na nti mpra pii no ɛnam sɛ patient no ne nimdeɛ biara wɔ healthcare no ho no ɛte sɛ deɛ wakɔ wobɔ mpa yɛde wasɛm ato nyame anim yɛba nipa asetena mu so a ɔnom ɔmo ma ayaresa na apɔmden adwumayɛfoɔ no wɔn nso ne yɛ nyame wɔ asase so firi sɛ nkwa ne owuo kwan ketewa bi na ɛda ntam mu sɛ wobɛtena ayɛ ɔmu a wobɛwu nso ayɛ ɔmu a ɛnti sɛ ɔmu di dwuma no ɔmu amfa ahwɛ yie ne ayɛmhyehyɛ ne pɛpɛyɛ ɔndi dwuma no a ɛno ɛne kɔfa amanneɛ ba a yɛfrɛ no sɛ medical malpractice akɔ so anaasɛ nipa no wayɛ negligence.
So how mɛmi kura mi sɛ is it that easy that you can identify say ɛkwan a doctor yi nurse yi lab technician yi physician assistant yi pharmacist yi ɛfa so ɛsom me no ɛna ama me pre anaasɛ me tebea no awesen.
Ɛnyɛ so easy. I mean, proving medical negligence, medical malpractice is a bit difficult. Ɛnyɛ bɔkɔ saa sɛ sɛbi osɔre yɛ ana waka ko gyina hɔ na waka. Na mmom ɛyɛ nimdeɛ a wowɔ ɛwɔ nkɔmmɔdeɛ no ho. Deɛ nti a meka saa ne sɛ ne nyinaa bɛdan awieɛ no deɛ ɛbɛsie. Because wankɔ ankɔfa system ama biribi anyɛ wa wontumi nka sɛ obi ayɛ negligent. Ebi wɔ koraa no a na mfomsoɔ nipa no bɛyɛ no ɛnyɛ no ɛna ama nsunsuansoɔ no awɔ no wowɔ na ebesi dada nti nye nipa ne mfomsoɔ na bia na wayɛ mfomsoɔ no nso ɛnyɛ mfomsoɔ no kɔfa saa amane ne de brɛ wo eti de bia no awie no na kyerɛ sɛ bia wo de mɛfa ne sɛ wakɔ hospital kɛseɛ bi mu na nkɔfo bi abusuanfo bi gyina ba bi su ɔmo si apene tiatia mu yɛ dede sɛ hospital fo ya na akunu yɛde hyɛ doctor ni ya na akunu yɛde hyɛ nurse ni no adame kɔ wanhwɛ ne yie ɛna ɔmo ana ama nipa kɔ na pra ɛne obetumi aka pɔ ba bi afa na emom engyina so na wukura no ɛno ne deɛn. How do you prove say nipa we no ne dwumadie bi a anso ani na akɔfa owuo ana amane abrɛ saa nipa ya ɔka na sɛmi enti yɛ wɔn hyehyɛ a yɛ fa so ɛde hwɛ sɛ mfomso bi si ana mfomso na si yɛ ne sɛ si yɛ mpo a ɛno na akɔfa opra ɛde abrɛ patient yɛ ka na sɛmi ana anasɛ mpo nipa na wawu no obi na ndi ne dwuma bi yi ana edwuma bi nso aya na enye nipa na omu yɛ adwuma no mfomso per se system na nkasa deficient. My example, sisi a nche bia na edi nkomo say yesi enkrata asema say anwoma ehwe so de ba ayarsa software de ye healthcare no eko atiko enti ehun sama ba beto dwa ye ka. What it means ne say sisi a hospital a se omuntimi access your data e wo say ehwe wo free mfiti ase wo history bia wo bia no might not be available to the facility. So they have to start all over again. They have to start writing and can't it so ka be kono unya boy ya say limbs na boy limbs na papa what about hospital 5 years or 4 years so na fully data there based on that day. So this issue I can want him say it's a systemic problem. A systemic problem can lead to some sort of negligence or malpractice because because maybe at that time now back and you were able to give an accurate information about yourself, your medical history and all that about your situation now worsen the so they are we also say healthcare they continue o start free baby
so my memory mo hana me fa ne say at old age obi wo hono mo a wakọ facility ho waka ne situation ne say the city e na ye mana yaresa ebia enyini anase yare kura ntino ene ne memory no ente say earlier on okoye no yes system no nya adwuma obusa na ontumi enka ne say see
so it's a clear example
na ya diagnosing wrong and as adwuma hwenie it fits into nkoma yedi
if it does because eno hu ntino okonya nsunsuan so oboni bia then I mean we hwehwemu na ehunu say owongina so o mremu a on say sankoma yedi ni nyina no that is why we call it say medical legal e kire say ewo emra ene hyehyeye ayefa so di sa adwuma no etide obi a behwe nyina ne say asem na si number 1 asem ni si na ewo nyina so o mremu ana untibi mbo osremu na nsoro nka de o de se na doctor ne prime na nurse ne prime o yi de kwa eno de wo kan ho kan hwe e de no di prawo edi na no so ya wanya ekofa nsusuan so born in bro etide ya kan na yenti me kofa example but na me can say the system itself can be deficient and when it happens like that a lot of things can happen enti mprepi no enye de bia na ye human error enye de bia ma me example say bia obi kwa akɔ hospital okoko duru ye no on dey say waba awo aka no di America e bi kura na sebe moja bi tu na bibi asi ye say amfa nko theater okodu theater ni nya adwuma Oheneba ebe refer wa free baby a wo ko ye no do ko different facility we wa hotel wo kwam. It's a systemic problem. A lot of other issues are system na nam say nyoma nyani ntino e manipa bebre ewu, and I can tell you on authority say nipa ni bebre a omufi mu no e needless e ade aka nyoma kakra bi ye ya enka ebetumi asave saa enkofukro no enkwa enso when am say nipa na odi djuma no mfa pepe yo ne ahwe ye nya djuma na systems na so enya no ntino embrempi no obewu abre ni kwan say wu nso a Ghana for ye say efunu di for nti wo anya obi anka bi amawa wo busuafo a na je say wo wukwa. And so these are the problems that the
word is medical legal.
Yes.
Sa if you different, any the medical legal no. Sanity and I say convention.
Hold the phone for adwene any shisha say until say start here create awareness, advocate for patient rights, advocate for say sabi hospital na bibi sinensi ya enja hosa no if it ni nyina no wo bi amusa chira assembly because when they are interested in finding out what killed you, even now as we speak obi awu nu kra na obeka so munkoye autopsy na ye hu de kunu no obeka cho so ye hu ede be ye den ehuni mfaso enti enjai emanenka enye de emra hye se bia ekwan bia so wo ye autopsy ni ehu dia abusan bi o ka so kwa de me pese de sika be come de hye is because omunti ase na education no low on this side enti no emprepi no nipa no ohun de enti o so tu sa na mo no na mom se wo wu kra mpo na ye dwene se ekwan afa so wu ye no wa enye kwan papa bibi anko ya there's a scientific way to investigate it every stage of the way to find out baby and from so free buy why na anya na adwuma yie because all your adwuma ni ya and can nipa condition on the buy no and can be a won free mu there's a way to find out. It's just that I was so wunya nipa mo nim de e wo ho na ansa na obenya sa de no emprepi no me catch patients nya say ye ko hospital a ye ko pe ayaresa e me anya hwe han na ye ntena ho. If you are in the right frame of mind we should ask questions because sometimes so boko no say the condition ade boko nti bi okra sometimes so boko no na wa kasa wa dwene nya sound sa but if you are okay and you can ask questions ye ma wa ayaresa busa de wonti ase hwe o de odofu bi ko hospital a enko gina sa akeke buhwe de so no nyina se de be ya BBC na ye ko di ho a ye ko kan wasam a obetimi abonkuro a edi mu fi se ye fan se ye adwuma ye sei se obi ba be ka kire se wa ko hospital na BBC ye sa time ye ni hospital obi ko ni hospital mpo asem na obaka kire ne nkuro na abebo no na be ma ye gina so hunu se sa mprempre no o nyina so bi na o ni nyina so ansana ye tu na mampo se kwa ko hwehwem akobusa hospital nso say na nipa so masi eka e dey na mo ka fa ho ya dwene say bibi anto ya there are steps that will trigger to conduct investigations na ya nya nim de fon so mo nim de wo different areas a almost do knowledge beba and sana what message na ye anti medical negligence medical malpractice kombo enye that easy say o sorry ya no akokoka na emum wo ho nim de na nim de wo ye there are ways to investigate it said there be ya e kina biom facility no omo di djuma omo di ahwe ye ebe ejuma no.
So the patient doctor na wase oye the doctor na wase oye o de no to nchen system failures ya ye kan what are some of the other issues that contribute to medical malpractices ye hu ana ye mfa ye nko.
All right, you say you can't medical malpractice there are nyoma bionu na o say si. Number 1 I say owu ba. Number 2 I was say opraba injury. Say if there's no injury, even if the practitioner makes a mistake, na ankofa upra ana owo amba, that could pass for maybe an administrative issue. I will a bit more on a different leg. But for there to be a case of malpractice, there should be an injury or death. Okay. Now, Yaba Hospital. Yaba Payasa, Oheneba do you say many pan oxygen, you oxygen and yajuma, you pan down. It's a pure systemic problem. And that is why so hospital na BBC, you don't go attacking the individual people working there, you attack the system, which is the hospital itself or the facility, because of the principle of vicarious liability. Or no hospital now or jumano, or no wafa workers and on no muye juma. It is uncle for no responsible for their deeds. Say maybe muye biano be ni yeti de bia no case bia be ba bontin bia no obia no obeko straight to the hospital the practitioner because me ba hospital no pa no wo me ba na ba beje hospital card ya so hospital A ya ncho Dr. Oheneba nguso ntimi Dr. Oheneba ni asem ne mo me madwene mu no hospital A and afa Dr. Oheneba so nya adwuma no mbo me ho ban na so ma me ayaresa enti wo adwuma na wo ye no we are responsible and answerable to our management and that is why we do it that way. So every systemic problem say it me hunu say e bia na oxygen ni wo hwan asede na e wo say or provide oxygen me is emfato ho e bia say administrator and also make sure oxygen or oxygen administrator ko no say or logistical accountant amano 80 patients ni. So now it's a pure systemic problem and yet doctor no na eku but the system has failed you because okwa no so negligence any say.
So when the patient, what can you do?
Oh, when the system fails you, so what you are saying is you can sue, and that is what we do every day to help the people to assess justice. Because one, most of the people are more fall into this situation. Majority of them are vulnerable. Vulnerability in terms of ABSB Onisika or the between against the hospital. In terms of Ebukwana non-legionnaire does not abound. Onim say when I say Omra or Honoma, Okakopire, Sana Bibitu Chimana Kupra and Abidemwa, Sam Rano, Ewo Hon my ball who buy, Emma Panamona, Okope Atentine, and I say Okope Empata, Esefata. Now the woman is say, Oheneba, your doctor, and you better know who said doctor. Question as and Nina so will be nya. Say me buy no say na me buy make one I say. So we always look at the progression to see so situation be no from nipa de one man owu ndi na see you copy medical report and then a medical report neka. So nina ye wo patient na wo hospital no one kasa your state of awareness to know say me condition am be ko ni say na me expect say na hear me akwako wie so we dia kan dey just omo nim dey eno betimi ehunu say BBSC. So with the systems no is a straight issue to do with the management of these facilities, and that is why when you take them on, because for example say we providing oxygen now na manya I've been negligent my daily team adwuma was me because and she say I was making sure no my dear you will be. And when you go to most of these hospitals they might not have adequate your friend say at
CAT Confanoche before 2017 the stories were mother and baby unity and kwala ya wom fofra ebi edum begu incubator anase baby omoda no space I was say fan kwala bia 4 obekona bia 8 9 10 near the congestion and kwala no kra no bi ho a transferable disease na communicable diseases na and kwala no bi free mortality rate no e was so near the until yamame Rebecca Kufuor be ye that emergency we know ha cat for company for na catch say now cases no reduce which is asuso anokakra. When those things were happening, now we better take you on.
So the point is this: me my hospital, me found no structure any adwuma. Me found no system any adwuma. The system any adwuma. Okay, patient charter now or say on the right of choice to choose different facilities. And I will not make us a knowledge any one into the year quite near the Tiakoshaman new Confanachi Referral Center is a tertiary facility. What it means is that most of the cases that the lower facilities cannot handle, they have the expertise there, they have the equipment, they have the clinical infrastructure to handle those issues. Okay. Now there are two things involved. Or in about my work incubator and Sonny Pano General operating incubator and Crasa or and when we are talking about medical malpractices and negligence and these conversations, no, apart from infrastructure, we want to talk about the skill and competence of the person providing the service. No. Because the thing can be there, but nipana or skill no or competence no, but some pre or no, now the baby. Pay attention. So we are talking about acts and omissions. Idea why it is a idea as a do maybe say I was say idea we na yanye. My example, cases are most of the cases are all medical legal be free obstetrics and gynecology if we say there are a lot of complications that are bound to happen in that space. Obeko hospital ebia na labor na aye difficult. The baby a friend of poor maternal effort. Mama no untimi nchim ni nyina no na nurse for anti chim na bi baboro no. Do you understand? they are trying to encourage you to give birth. Meanwhile, the person might not have the strength to deliver.
Push gift.
And
no. Oh, you know, Juana, what Chimna, and a toka, near toy, mobile phone, iPhone 17, or Kwachima Kwajiba.
Exactly. And John say, Nipano, Wababa Hospital, I mean, the effort is very low. Then I say a fair doctor, not doctor, by immediately by intervening, or CSB mano. Now, in the course of labor, okay, Omo Adibon friend pathograph, I will say a chatty. Me more example keke. A pathograph ne be indicating how the labor has progressed in an active phase. Say. Nana si ne ojina na also chatty pathograph no e bia wan chatty odi ni nkomo bia na odi agro we bibi. Afi de wie no sebe nipa na wu. Ye kwa ye hwehwemu. Afi na kwa kwotara se a chatty pathograph ne de abro se duru face we yesi. Sa unyo bia onim de oye obehwemu ababe oti. These are issues when you talk about the skill and competency. Nipa no ojina onom nyama ne ye adwuma but onim de na also de adwuma no either say etosini ana say your friend is saying why one agree anya adwuma. And normally no back to your example how they must say nkasa amre no obi betimi asama in hospital na the kwai obetuma fa so asama ni say ono de one also a hospital or not in fee and I will be also umbra Obama Isa unim dear or the oyen. And once you are licensed to provide a particular kind of service, no, there's a standard that you have to meet. Means what I say, there's a standard. There are protocols and the protocols so they na a catch-all. Protocol is say incubator a funny pa 4 won't me funny pattern gum. So what you have to do is to find an alternative means of providing quality care to the patient. If you cannot do it, the best is to refer. But unfortunately, in our system here, no, Wako Hospital, the doctor need to mean one honomo, the nurse need to mean the only one cardiano. Now that's what you want to. Now that it improve people say, hey, now I don't know refer patient to maninko. Now on finance someone come before from umpire is or memo da honuma just a woo near me for near the uko. So these are issues. So when I come to your facility, my expectation is the moment I take out my card and I say me bad records. Now more the me card me see me friend me kwesi mensa. Mama me agi card me tua ho ka contract see.
A contract between you
and the hospital
and the facility.
So when there's a contract, there's performance. There should be performance. And what's the performance? The performance is that hospital what they are to they have to do comply, perform that to the latter. And once I have a contract with the hospital by way of me buy say me yare, my baba your friend is saying my baba jig me card, majumisika, and was say a bia befaso obama me quality health care no obama me saka it is no so be lucy ni bibi as a result of such inefficiencies or systemic problems they had every right to sue on condition say circumstances are such that it has a legal basis ujana so obetumi to sana mon.
What are the stories around medical malpractices across the world?
Well, globally it's a problem. Enya Ghana hankwa na yedi medical malpractice nkomo o kinkan literature abuchi say enkofo si hospitals baby if I don't there they can see on the most trivial issue awukra wadwene ma so be you but the whole because of their systems normally they will struggle. It's also difficult to prove over there enya hankwa but then if you have attorneys amoye good amonim de omoya they will challenge the system, bring out their facts, and eventually when they're able to win they are paid huge sums as compensations. Ghana had the same thing happens but then and I'm saying if you are still developing your systems worse. It's the rate at which people die is way higher. I am still looking into
through these more practices and negligence.
Also be quick, look at the time. Nipako no see ho. Enti nipako na also babe changing no watwen na on my or the before so record na be so be. Obi mo be wrong medication as we speak now because on free fear ban or you're troubled. And I keep saying every day, say, Senka serious as a country, and most of the health practitioners, license for practice. So, health practitioners, they be drugs, be cocaine, so most of them are not fit to practice. Baby, Omankasa, as human as they are, majority of them are depressed because the human doctor to patient ratio way beyond the required WHO standards. But then individual characters. And maybe I make say most of the medical legal matters that come up, is as a result of the attitude of the health professionals. Apart from the systemic problems, attitudinally, most of them are not qualified. They might have the license, but the license is not enough because the license will not work for you. And you will need to sue any will buy any their two and the bema a betcher say a man of Quacoyano. Would I am shared if you say Nippon would man away, Sabi and Tissa work you loose and tight. When you're losing and you can lose your Kunipano. And you know, ye shemupana, Nipani bebre, omni sound mind also Muripa. Bebre, almost fighting depression. Bebre, mentally they are not fit to practice. But then they are practicing. Who is checking who? And today I may say, and can Papa Muno. A Fibia best start to say a cock renew doctor for the nurse for the license. No, they should be able to even conduct a psychiatric assessment for them to find out. Hey. Oh yes, I'm telling you the truth. Oh my God, so what did you want to say? Psychiatric at the end. That Amphibia answer a doctor and be renewing the license. No, oh, there should be a mechanism to test whether or not they are fit. They have practice. A sound mind. Exactly. To practice. Because why am I saying that? They are also human beings. Sometimes they can be overburdened. Sometimes they overwhelmed. They have family problems as we have. But what the point is this: the more as I know money in a chichiro mono, ya no money buy a so free say. Yeah, say okay, doctor or unim no. I said full plane, unim pilot. I said full VIP, unim driver. Unim so yare work hospital because an emergency situation. Ya rush where they go. Nipa na oba be ye man wako school when your certificate. But I'm praying now about no on ye fit to work. Because also battle, so who is checking the sanity of those people to know say Yejumana ye provider so can't make us say I'm just buttressing the point say majority of the cases that arise through medical legal malpractices no attitude now the attitude now can or exhibit that attitude simply because on also personal problems and this attitude no the so we have to look at the whole conversation holistically. Me so you could blame doctors, now you could blame nurses there because of what I do. I understand what is happening. So be banner cancer now maybe the majority me kwako hwehwem. Na ma hwe say wonyina so wo mrem medical practice no baby a nipa ne free ban e wonyina so ampa say enfumso bi krasi. They see when a man is see, so that is my job to do, to investigate, and if we're able to find out and establish a prima facie case, now so you are a lawyer for any and penny for any doctors, ne will be as something about yenim, yen 2 1 more, young cohesion, Nesinya, Nepuma Sibra, Yakope attention amasa. Right. Kwame Apiano is an advocate against medical malpractices na negligence. Na me ba so biewa I will come and ask about the figures. Sa anamankomo ayedi nipadodo a epra nipadodo a ewu your sub-region ha become globally so that people will appreciate and come na say also mo hwe yi and so mo money da ho mo money so ada honum. Then I will come and ask you again about cases a ebe wonim no mududu say na systemic failure and a create that problem no and the end na ye professional hankasa no uma hankasa omission and acts no ema eba sa doctor na ko one champion match
ya eja Oheneba
what to say
Christ intime de she
de nyanko pass doctor ya menye din komoda bia ba ha NDC MPP politics ni akeke kan bia but ochade o kwame komasu apono tete omu esumo manfo wa apomden ho eni se ye angasa kra be kra ye hu yi menga se public health macheche mu yi
kan de obekan bi
enti anopai enu ntira matwena ba be sifia hanumi na mamini kan mu sa ho se entity a ye de ma omu ba be sum ye efa ya pomden ho no entity no SCP elzenka wo mutimi kra mu ye you been this more practices in Gebesia and can be a minima.
Oheneba me da se me akonya eso na match ya ayefo na match ya obibi a je konya na no pay na ohwe Oheneba komo we de o question is straight away answer na de be ma training no adequate
adequate. Your training, because before we back out, we practicing on your license. And for you to go through the training, for instance, let's say medical practitioners, 6 years, preclinical, 3 years of KNOST. Now, clinical, 3 years, and also we stay confanochi. Until after 6 years, no, I housemanship 2 years. But your housemanship, and you be positive finally. Housemanship no be working and obi no understudy how obey presenting problem this and your money na. In the training there, okay. But the point is, Oheneba, your healthcare ecosystem has one challenges. The whole healthcare ecosystem has one challenges. For instance, let's take issue of accessibility. One of the key things me pick it back availability as a determinant of access to healthcare. Now, having reached the hospital as a patient, are you going to get the needed services are open? Services are open. Is it available? It is on your magician. What posted me hospital? I can't hear say media jumano anyhow. And sometimes I also want us to improvise. In the course of improvisation, it bet me the problem about because I am say ujina word. Now she say obi tete. Na do say ni achrew. But any of my was already yes, I no.
Aye, the actual no.
Anyhow, and you also want to also improvise,
trying to save the situation. No?
Yes, and no be see what Tamale teaching hospital. Sorty was
yeah.
Equipment or the year money for that particular moment. No, meaning I say, and Omo duty here, my goodness, say, Omo befa the other way just to try and save the person. That's what I say.
Yeah.
And a minister and a call Honomona, Omo catcher and said the doctors were negligent. Professional beyond in Oheneba. What target is so I negligent Obama quine. Because you must establish it, sir, and pack
a seat.
He was negligent in his duty. Establish a committee bia, investigation bia, free nipano, and then nipano so mekan the side of the story. Then I know conclude family members of the patient na catch them media negligent, professional negligence or Oheneba. Yere to so anya de ketwa o. Professional bia ni ho obema kwan. There must be an investigation. What I say? Ain't Okokas will be a negligent until I say, my typical case. Unim say in Nura Dema patient or hospital. And only be a home, I said 3 times a day. 3 times a day, no there, and yet an operian numero. A 8-hour interval to make it 24 hours. What I say? Ain't what do patient Buswenia bed that ward? Anopa ward rounds omako. Ya be taking the vitals in Yaman a drew. Omuko. I was here ye shady pan you follow no up into so bones and nurses no from time to time. No my be taking the vitals. Family member no feel say ye man a drew no pan a boy 11 years a man a drew. Ebo be 2 mo ba mo sa man a drew. Enti ubo say se obi ko no kosra na doctor for na behwe no anopo mo ba ha no mo man a drew si ha bi o. Oheneba so ata say enkyere say ofiti ya no oba tepi enti yankasa so yɛne ayɛte ɔman mu no sometimes sɛdeɛ ɛsi sayareɛ ne ade no yɛnhyɛ da nte aseɛ enti yɛ make statement based on how I feel sɛ ɛnka ɔmo acte so wahu ɛna maba taking nipa no vitals sɛ meka kyerɛ wo a ebia mehwɛ conditions no sɛ meka kyerɛ wo sɛsi ase wo nua no wei na ɛha na wankasa kora ɔyɛ mbɛtumi ahyewa ma ahwɛ watwa ahwe
agya de ɔyare ne kora
nea ɔda hɔ na ɔno nso wu no sɛ ne ho ntɔɔ no na me disclose ne diagnosis no kyerɛ na ɛbɛkɔ ne situation enti in between doctor nurses ɔmo na ɛbɛhyɛ saa information no sɛ wei ne ha no nti aduro wei ne yɛde ma no yɛde ne itu wei so ahwɛ from time to time wei say sɛ wohwɛ na ɛnya ma yɛnsesa no nkɔ wei ba wobɛhu sɛ family member na ɔte ne ho no ɔba na ɔmo sɛ deɛ ne ha no ɔmo nka ahwɛ nkyerɛ yɛ ni o
aso yɛbɛka kyerɛ mo no akɔ
provide
service na ma
hey anopa yɛ ba nyina ɔmo nka ahwɛ ɛno nso ɔmo bɛgyina ha twɛtwɛra na ɔmo kɔ enti yankasa ya adwene mu no because ye meeti de wo musi ye no e meeti ye expectation enti e feel say enye saa na o se ko mo ye no ba onye ba saa na o so mo ye no se me mo aduro me do ato aduro so 24 hours twice a day it means it should be 12-hour interval enti se me ma obi anopa 8 the same aduro na some de ma anwumre 8 p.m. twice a day. But Yamana draw 8 p.m. na anopa 8 a.m. Na ni no ni no every amfase ni nyina aye.
Especially when family member no is hoping say obehu an improvement. Say ye be man draw no after 2 hours 3 hours improvement bi ama na oda ho otete ye obi aso mfadro bi omra emre no.
Ene ba nim say common temperature say kosoro. Na ye de wo to ho no mo a enye se e call for mani ye o enye se na me ho na e hye keka me kwa ya detail ni me ai e was say doctor ni timi monitor minimum 24 hours because e be fluctuate aduro ni e de mount treatment na e ko no e mu an ya be check ahwe e ya na enye okay enye dia ye ma no different thing na because neuro no se chemicals ni ade no se me ma we na some the same painkiller but different brand. I am only giving you overdose. And sometimes ye call for hospital no. Sometimes ye expectation and the mayema ayaresha for no ho ye. And I say ayasa for nyo mu nyina na omo nipa ho abotere. Edo dey was here TSS especially you know beba take you vitals no one here tie obetia no because you see ono ho ne say oye na dwuma wa begina ho mpacho ye bi
na wo kire de onye
mpacho ne ho ye kosei o ka kire wo so a wo mfa nya hwe enti obi a ebia onni saa akoma na o de beje sa na ka chose oh papa ma mi nyanto boase nyame adom bia is under control o de abufo ni ehi be den ebetian what I say anti sometimes you say share too no but this issue about medical negligence you see it is very difficult to establish and in most cases no o de beko utiranye ya o de beko court ebewie no no anwini. What I say, no one we in most cases, I dear yana had been here. If you are no my typical example. Me will be called hospital. Or hearing impaired. Naso on Tikasa. And this will use sign language. And a young man of prescription. Into what they call pharmacy. No. Say na pharmacist no so a year drama will be. Offer card no afa papa we mum card.
No do on a prescription no.
Enti papa no so no a ye fa ne card no. onim ne conditions onim nduro ho ne o makakra nso nti edi nduro ne ma no no se no ma on hwehwe o hwe nduro no se no
inyamedru
me nduro na all try explaining no na pharmacist no so ntia so da bia no se no me card nini fana checki nduro ne bio o checki ye no say o dem sraw no chere problem na isi se wan hwe. And in this case, se papa no na enimu nwoma
no jikoya
ana ojikoy ana okoduru fie nso wanya obi anhwa amana
no
economy ana nkede asem fufraba. And there are
you
cases
go and blame the pharmacist no
oti ase so ono na yi adu
why negligent
ba wo ebe timi abase wo be ka se doctor no na antwedu
no
oti ase. And sometimes saha chain of we no ha adwene but mesere say education ya yi ehun hia Oheneba ate say obi timi ka say doctors no mo twera ye hu so ati bi da what dey here dey what the man writing here dey
say ebi na okay say
what dey here dey
o twere ye no na there is a clarity one who aduna wa twere ma no nti wo de ko pharmacy wo say papa ye ne ko ye a ye yima no hu say nye na duru no na ye yima na nye duru ko na then you can know say enye what
you see on say complaints no yes say doctors no twere duru no ma wa wo hwe kora hu ade koro a communication between professionals. They don't write in plain language.
Okay.
Most cases no omo shorting. What I say?
Sorry, remember Mkaka. I think say one. Say me ba hospital I am entitled to know number one my diagnosis, the treatment you are giving me, and how you intend to go about it. So me at the center of this whole conversation. Na what you drama me dey mfa to ho me free akiri na bae. Na me dey watch mean tia na me kokodru na woni hobium ana bibia na ye pese ye hwa. How do you go about it?
Okay. Me kind situation say ye dey dru na ma say ko pharmacy koje.
Okay.
What I say? E ho no o dey ko ama pharmacy na hwe. Enu ntina so ahwe hospital bia pharmacy omo fun ayi wo ho. And so checking na se bi oni okrabo nso afre doc edro na de bae no me hwe system no so na bi ni ho away waya akra won se bi ho no masanta so betwere ma pharmacy because of one only training about drugs in team eya no no so ni more of the harmful effect no and to mutimi communicate.
But there is also a possibility of like something like maybe let me use the word unprofessionalism but say bia de owo ho na wode kwa counter na command no ebi ono so kra bia na ni na no ho so
me rely on doc example of the man it me kwa confanochi no ho doctor na hweme awie wo hu yare ayeme watro adura ma me se me fanko watro ene watro sa akoko bia ohweti me kan me akwasa me de me kwa me hu me kwa confanochi pharmacy no pharmacist no number 1 enjoy na yamangran wani so doc example you by the example is given because of the purpose of proximity. I mean by virtue of proximity no the pharmacist can pick a phone call. Here is the case I'm quite no confirmation pharmacy we need do ni bi metie bi asokoban me kofi me so pharmacy na o me fi ncho me do na matobi do no ma pharmacist no on wo doctor na ntro ye afre so doctor no so na ko fre doctor no so ko busa
onim say CIM na otire enro eba prescription say e bi ni hospital yam fayensa antwa ya print ni stamp so wo de kwa doctor na twa prescription de ma se fa koto or the bemam say Jacob pharmacy into it then the pharmacist will look at it and print it out. And when it comes to say prescription I would they kwa bontin just say bia health center and I say
but then doc and more example say I'm just give a personal
yes
example,
I get your point but the point I make can say no when it comes to prescription I would they call outsider in most cases you print it.
Okay, so for example to say alem satiko ye de ensa na tro alem senya adwuma it say wo tro na wan tro ye na me kwa me me hu obekinte
wo kwa pharmacy no be treat you much now because
also no
me patient you have the right to know your diagnosis at the point
adro na wa tro ma me because
and a better will draw the man or better say me do better treatment way so into a catch we are o pharmacy or now kojia pharmacist na better mu say obe number akwa no pa obe number akwa wi a udi di ansa no anom o beda no anom enti adwuma no aso obia ne dia woye but in most cases a patient no we always expect everything to be done by the one in the consulting room.
Do you know why it's so? No. Do you know why it's so?
I don't know.
From all the submissions you have made, no, there's a huge communication gap. You see, if they were giving us the information we need, like you were giving examples, say patient relative, but they feel say there's too much on them, say they wouldn't have that time to give you detailed information and all that.
I want the whole brief for those in the world say conditions need be that time no o can ye he nipa na o compound the problem no kra ma abusua no ene ne oda ho no
yeah now when him say
I don't know in most cases o admission they hold on
but how so we sounds one example say patient no da ho no if you refuse to make these disclosures who abusive patient autonomy if in the sense say patient should have the right to make decisions in the healthcare you are giving him.
See, when it gets to the point
that example you want to give me a particular treatment so you are into one can't share me and I have that right. I have that
when
choice.
It gets to that point in those instances no say drew baby a critical na ye hear consent any family consent they will disclose but you see
but why do you wait to
because you see me person me protecting one kasa because ti o he yam fan say yare no e betimi akoba you don't know when and a condition is so severe say me catch it on me can the effect and the repercussions nature say yeah it might even worsen your situation
so the professional doc mebo but the professional has been taught how to communicate. I don't think that will be who say fabusia for them it's because of the training they have been trained say psychologically if you want to communicate something to, for example, a terminal condition, end of life stage, there are ways to communicate. So if you tell me, say, so catch me, and so one can't me, me tears, and maybe someone will say, and then one make it disclosure.
Someone the other someone be court. I feel judge and answer share. And yes, I would have some court near Guamount. Sometimes I was say a share. The point of view of the professional now who deliver service amount also. In most cases, we think say they are targets and ema the biana omuakoye. But I don't because once me buy now can say most of them were mental health problem.
Man can say most power depressed anxiety.
And now me person me reacted to that but not because in the time until I kept quiet. But how can you make that statement say most of them?
Oh no,
how many sample?
So if I say most, okay, I'm looking at geographically. If I say be a Ghana, over 5. That's where I'm.
Do you have the data to back it?
So I'm saying, say, what I'm trying to say is, say, so you don't believe that the people are depressed?
I have not done any scientific study. I don't know how many people you have sampled. What was your sampling method? Anyway, inclusion criteria to establish say most medical practitioners have mental health issues.
No, don't put it that way. I was saying, sir, let me what I said, majority of the causes of medical legal issues are attitude now. And I'm saying the attitude now because most of the people that come, because they are also human, they have their own personal challenges and difficulties. Yeah. Some of them are depressed, some of them have anxiety issues. And when these issues are present, as human as they are, it will impact on the quality of care they give out.
That is perfect. But the other side, I'm saying, because I took notice of that, saying you do have me reacting. The point is that me say, in as much as we we overburden them,
which I had said already.
Yeah, that's systemic.
We overburden them because sometimes we call hospital power in about share or ban you more, but we see no bed. And there was say one medical practitioner, no, we improvise. And to say be a bit me about say be obi crowd that word for the emphasis. The situation here come. Ebia ɔkyena no pa ebetimi ayi no because hwɛ bibia yɛ stable now ka say oh ɛne ɔbaa ne hia bed no ma yɛnyi no deɛ ɔno ne ho atɔ na wie no nkɔnkɔ tena ebi ateri wanche ebi esi omu no onna so na yɛmfa ɔbaa na onyem na that moment
ohia bed no
the best but you need to improvise one way ya we saade we just to save ɔbaa na ɔbɛwo no so be comforter one way ya family na ɔno so ni patient ni family member da ho anopa wo be discharge no because of say o person save situation into one way ɔno so ba na yɛ ka kire ne say ye yi mi free bed no so de beto ha one way ade be chine de kokko
so it comes back to ɔno so way say systemic and then the facility
facilities ni ho enti ya na sometimes you blame o too much I mean so hear me ya because of me so my background anywhere I'm coming from yes because sometimes you see ade bi ho a ya o so we try and improvise abua then you end up being accused.
Doc Mebao, me know you are doing 100% on me know you are doing pa. Now this is the situation. I agree with you entirely that one, the system is overburdened. Number two, I understand Oheneba before you came in said if you even look at the doctor-patient ratios, they are quite upset. And obviously, as human as they are, sometimes fatigue will set in. But you see, majority of the issues that come across, okay, in as much as I agree with you, I don't think we should even look at it from the point of view so somebody wants to attack the personality of the healthcare professionals. Okay, that's number one. That would be something to, on the low crowd to say, so you want to antagonize them or go against them.
That's fantastic.
Because eventually you still go to them
when
you need the care. But my point is this, except another Doc M example, you realize there are a lot of inefficiencies, even with planning. One example, do you know what he's saying? Or say, or say no bed and paniho. Or let me tell you, this is something I know. There are people occupying the beds who are not supposed to be on the beds. What is no bed? No bed is that, for example, limbs here, Juma, Ubako hospital be no, you are discharging the panels and discharging or limbs until limbs just said there's no bed. Because if you run to the hospital, the first point, of course, to go to the system, and the system will tell you that we have 20 beds here. But the person has been discharged. Discharging or limbs, inefficiency. The person is supposed to do that will not do. There's an administrator in the hospital who is supposed to plan the daily operations of the facility. And these are the things I'm talking about, but not to attack the professionalism. Say, yeah, we are licensed doctor, but I'm concerned about the systemic problems that leads us to where we are. You've made a perfect example with saying, say, Obeko Hospital, let me tell you, there are healthcare professionals who use their own pocket money to buy equipment to come and serve us. There are people who go to their homes or there's a lot of problems. But my point is say, until the patients are also able to speak up and demand for quality healthcare. If we don't talk, how would they know that they are slacking so they should sit up and work? And when you talk, they think you're also attacking them. That is not the issue to start with. Because the point is, we are doing everything together. I went to train some people, and there was a doctor in the team, and he came to say, she died at the hands of my colleague out of negligence. Or no, a doctor until negligent. And then he was like, if they knew say what am I saying? This conversation we are having here is not for young individuals. I work for patients. I'm a patient advocate. My duty is to ensure that the patients get the right kind of care, and then at least incidents of medical negligence and malpractice are minimized. You can never eradicate it, but at least you can make steps to minimize it. But the question is, if we don't address these issues now, we a doctor, we a nurse, we a whatever professional you call yourself, you will get a problem somewhere nobody knows you. By the time they get to know that you are this professor, so no one will. If we say you did not speak about the system and you left people now, for example, Obiti Kumase Yejuma, Nisubainye on patients here or their buff and sembebre or mangofu who needlessly. Not Yanka. I didn't hear Yakokan Yako attack, Sadi Bakwana or Jenna Kumasi, the Chinebe transfer na ko baby fufro. So I am saying based on what I know, because the patients bring their complaints to me and I investigate the complaints, and this is general. So when I go to hospital A, I get to see this is happening here. I go to hospital B, there's some semblance in what is happening. So it's not about the people themselves as persons, it's about the system and the attitudes. And most of the cases, the reason I'm saying attitude, and they know, the professionals know, say sometimes if they did a bit more, they could have saved the situation. But that is not to undermine what they are, because they are doing extremely well. Look at the circumstances we find ourselves in. The unfortunate things when they say Oheneba, amane basesiana you are trying to save the day, you are trying to save the patient, but unfortunately something happened. So what I'm trying to say is the patient should have a voice to put pressure on the system, and for the people practicing or giving out the service to also hold their management and leaders accountable. Because so one yes hospital on this on wabana juma boson so ebetu anaka okonifie why do betima de ontimi no because I didn't know example say me a doctor ma bed man oxygen ni wa me ko fa de na aba unya oxygen bi ni wa obewu if it's oxygen ni ho, but it's a pure systemic problem. So it's not about the people themselves, but my interest is that we should be able to encourage the patients to speak up, because it is only when they speak up that we'll get to know the problems in the system and they will try to address.
Senior Medasi say if this is the angle, we are all for it, but the
okay, I understand Dr. Wahni, because I mean this is the first time I engage you.
The point is that I agree. Saying you looking at the system, the healthcare ecosystem now. I am all for it, because inefficiencies in the system there exist.
Because I remember somewhere last year, I had about 8 or 9 doctors calling in, say their facility Abia we ho your company for this number of months, and my we they cannot come out to speak.
Yes.
And so what address way you see,
say
and I say we should raise a voice for the professionals.
It's a good venture that is in. But my only problem was if the practitioners become the target.
It will surprise you to know. Let me tell you. It will surprise you, Doctor, just before you end. It will surprise you to know, say, case is squared by organization. Be on my healthcare professionals now. Catch say, I deal with cause why. Do you know why? Because they have now come to understand. Say, I didn't know about you now because you potentially a patient. So for me, I don't even have an interest in. I have never. Doctor yeah, they interest the hospital, because when I administer the place, my doctor they say I don't even need to know you,
because you see hospital management sometimes and your manasa request no ya ba madam fu bi was the hospital medical soup no akoto of we nya personal car official car but umuni common consumables,
so who misplace priorities. And you a patient who say best my house.
But say patient in ba hono mo na ni family ni ba hono mo a.
Omunim doctor no.
That is where the problem
that is where now senior can say there is a communication gap, because my patient not here say oba every responsibility is on the doctor now over here.
Nurse.
And say no tin on Oheneba, so because person me call doctor. And I won't say, me call doctor. If you say, or you are hospital, so me call doctor. If you call doctor, they are fine on the
so pressure na war practitioners na easy. System nankasa ye operate omu no. Oheneba, any favorable.
Yeah, that I agree.
Any favorable. It is sometimes we won't say, nipa ni bebre oba hospital. You feel it, say nipa ni nyanko beboa. But on kasa so no oboa we enye and just sometimes also ye innovative. And na one way not trying to be innovative to save the situation at a range because he pay now we be the target. When say doctors ni bebre ni nurses ni di o matem for no reason.
But the point is, identical as you matter that you start with. You don't need to attack them. Say it's because of the lack of knowledge around this conversation we are having. Okay, but you need the doc. There are still problems. Okay, and those problems, no. In as much as doc is saying so, they want to help, and then in trying to help, it ends them somewhere. Oheneba. Okay, me can boost, but docs me can boost.
Because there's no scientific research.
Docs me can boost, me can boost. Oheneba, ebin doctor for me can doctor for us because I do my phone be one more. Eduma na omo ye de ama a patients no. Sika ena edi omanim obi ehia sika na mbre bia sika di wanim so no so wo ya ade a wanye careful wo nya abotre emfanye mame mo amfato ho yesi bibi de kwacha kire se maba hospital me bae no I was hospital ni say ye beje 20 cedis a na maji mu 50 a shem motom me si ko 5 ma aban uwi a hospital corner facilities any nyoma na asa ba be use that my patient no asa na yare sadi ama yi me pentem kra ya de na wi amma ko ba bi na ama mechime ana me pentem ya ma patient na sori akwansa ba bu se kire asem se na oba na utu ya se udi ko ya de we de na besi udi american ya hopopo na be ya adwuma ba wie no na kwa ko ya mfum so a any kwan so ye. There's so many things that goes on in the system that we know, but me interest ni say we should be able to encourage the patients to also stand for their rights. And then make sure say be one of my example say me ba hospital say see na me ba my ba be drew hospital e be records na me see me yare me person hu doctor waji me sika wa me card. There's a contract. Once there's a contract, there should be performance. Eti performance no mu nkomodie no na yen interest wo say how do you perform your side of the bargain, because I've given you consideration for what I'm taking from you. Eti wo die no say na obeye no sa wo dwini say nyoma na de beye adwuma no uni bia emra bia ni wa chechero say chenchena ye. In a worst case scenario, if I come in an emergency situation and you don't have the means to help me, try resuscitate me and make a referral. Don't resuscitate me and keep me there with the hope that I can't have me akoto aduna madana me and I say me yare na worsen and I say ade say so, and to be able to tackle all the and aduma ya kan Oheneba obia aduma wo bi in the healthcare thing, because doctor the requisition ko maybe a medical director wa for accountant first come and go to check na edi na he wan fa ma, what will happen? There are cases of hospitals where you go, they will take the sample from blood sample, they want to work on the sample on only private lab or arrangement. Lab no or your economy of scale. On your own confirm reagent ko sample back no adi sample nesi or train say be run test no. Sometimes ni na doctor ni ntimi hu de ye wo won da ho. Ada akwa no boboto ne ma or the lab results but na wo they couldn't even find out what was wrong with you simply because they have their own. What I'm trying to say is human life we are dealing with. These are part of the attitudinal things I'm talking about, and at the end of the day so we na wabusu anfo anya mwadwene so mbedi a kira wawu kwa because ono okọ ne baby. And so asem ni si na obi entu anamo anka ho asem so a ye nja ye da fi se ba ko na me ye ni anka ho hwe enti kina mesan ye biom me nkwaje obi sika se me koya ade ama na ade na me ye minim se enye ye dinti amenim se enye ye ni se ansa na me ko se me kwa koya de me ye no makwa koya me image na hu se okay ye koya x-ray ye koya bia MRI se ni se ne o but me pese me nya kakra she moto maje me bie so we na anye ye na me kata so obi ambo me obokwa ko wu me so nya me sika me ko. So these are the things we are talking about. And then again, to also promote patient autonomy. Say the beya patient no obeda hospital honum no onso ba ma na kwanya na ehihye bi on ma wo ya ma na mani hu no no ntimi nka de open de ompe. Say the beya because it's the whole thing a shared responsibility. Many patient mo ma from there, doctor no so wana from nurse wana from there, obi a woni de also here nemom empre pi no enam say patient no oni ano na onsan enim de aninti ono mo ma ya san de omo pe no mo de be patient, and that's my problem. Give them that opportunity, let them decide as well. Say ade we mempe bi kwa abusuafo say we doctor yare a wa aye ni ebe ye ni doctor say 50-50 just a bit more abusuafo say okay any ye do fun be ka say we auntie ye be wi na maboka be 5 million na mesan wudi na munya him come baby. That is patient autonomy. They can tell you what they want to be done for them. And to me honum na me say most of the thing my most never nyoma bebre na esino nyoma bebre na esino me dream say engagement making all inclusive. A doctor submissions, so they were perfect submissions, and that's the reality on the ground. But communication, because if I don't know, I get anxious. I'll come and worry you. Now told me worry na me worry no ho before I react. Na ma ko jira bo say nurse phone ni mo ade, doctor phone ni mo ade, o matter me but me na me kwa information. Me nim say doctor you overwhelmed. Because me nim patients do our move in a day. Me nim sort masia. So me imagine say once you can't talk to all the family members, but at least in book says why in way by a identifiable person that is for communication. In any case, you can't also make certain disclosures to the family member on confidentiality purposes. Won't mean sorry some man won kwai say ko ka kire me e okunu kura na doctor ni hu kwai say ko ka ya kire no, unless of course asem esi mpese me bo okunu ma ne men kan kire no or say I also that twen kakra ansa menka. You can't go out of your way and divulge people's personal information. So I agree with him in saying say ebia no, you jokingly said so now there because it is true they are there no there. But then patient na nkasa there e was say utimi hu so ade aye me bia me ebi kwa na opese o ye the last dead declaration say and me wu dia ma menya me wo mpa ya so say unsu wu say sa de me wu say o kan obesuru
akoso say one odobroni
ma mo example back me cause be web of causation and me trouble say me examples na I don't know the students no my din ndi wa na me bisa say why no go hospital na yako diagnosing the so STI sexually transmitted infections na doctor na ka say because you are a student in me person me free parent na me catch them say yare ya we
na obema na ka kire
no in unison
obi as no
STI no unim de India
because
me parent
you say autism
what I say and sometimes na conditions nyini na ba say o the family member go hospital ya announce o person hu ni ha ni na
yeah so curious
ba doctor on kan kire o on kan ubebusa no gise critical situation how here will be consent na nipa ne unconscious na person on person mo apply some treatment bi and on bebo amane so ube standing in surety their money panel there but in most cases here family members no aba ubebusa no sana e de na ha no e de na ye no nti so obi ba no se na mati de ha no omon ka hwe nkire ye ni o ko fo omu
so obuzambo na aka kire na in the next 5 minutes nipa be 20 na beti
fa phone na fref
ya kwa ni asise
na ha no be wan kan so a wa be ye target obi aba na o kan mu a mu ade okobisa na sem kura unu
on the doctor me de Oheneba me de ni say o say one can no there me being say is not appropriate but you are not duty bound to just make that full disclosure, okay? And you said the doc AC canon patient number why the relative no why anxious e be person so you go so we do time o say bo amania the AC now ono na come atone yam sa no nko gina montin gas o me free one fi me and so manya hwe na patient no so no because it is true you need to get to a certain point of the treatment before you make those disclosures.
And the cause but me colleague be and na in charge and me will fear the animal friend Charlie lab na ba said I say come ask your wife me fafu friend say wife lab
who gonna understand some of these things you know we don't go down who be there
wife lab no na for a wife
I saw friend on one person catch you
but I you see so what I say I understand him perfectly but because of many relationship between I felt say na abi as a draw bi kura na mahunu o se there be friend no na two car and me ko na ko in the office and I'm na once na me wife bad say wa and I'm pro say my wife condition ya ka beka enti ko wife da o bisa no but imagine but say abontin sunni ever no be bisa say me family member dey na ha na wanka wa be target enti say wo so bi fufuro ba
o ko cancel a na patient is man small
say ko ka And sometimes I'll say ecosystem nasi na appreciate in most cases the make about medication intervals no. And I say one of the big issues man no pa. Family members need feel say within 4 or 5 hours. Yes, I'm on a drop you, but ubeti my catch and so woman na time on the swan. Ye be ba no ye be man na dru onti ase o okwa no asaba oda hono ma bonso ode ne nsa akọ kan ti ahwe se
ne ho ahia.
No, I mean I agree.
Oh, is a dog me baba me baba dogs no na me kase me ba ma be busa say on the figures about these medical malpractices cases are why no those that are related to the professional no acts and omissions, any those that we can blame it on systemic failure no facility no there in about anymore.
Majority of the cases are human errors because if you want but we say because healthcare is interrelated, the system ninya about lead to error.
Okay.
In short, yeah. That is where we come in to investigate to differentiate. But and say interest on the facility. No, we don't even go. Some of the cases we have done, I don't even know the doctors, and I don't want to know until because maybe they say Oba. They requested for medical reporter. You try to medical director. Wontumi sorry preoccupy kubo obi atai. So I am from so. So normally any case that comes to organization, the first thing we do is to write to the hospital. These are the narratives are patient with there, but claiming say about to say about my negligent away. At that point it's only a suspicion. Because a court on point a bit more say obi I negligent and I say medical malpractice me am mean for imagining cancer the negligence just a court
and the singer on nientia health minister court amale teaching hospital consultant na man kwan on any yeah cause and I'm dinka can see
me that me friends amenya oh yes
professional negligence there.
Too complex. I mean,
easy how.
Oh my, kwama fan to no so.
Don't mean sorry preoccupying boss Remun say. And this I make actually say when I hear stories on the radio when people are talking plenty, I just laugh because it's not so easy. Say oh sorry, I know about say why negligent? Why negligent? But some of the cases also it speaks for itself. As some nobody draw, it is some one factor to say obia or dine bako hospital na akrano omuko akotwa ne bema hospital na okoe no omu amfa na amfa system no obi ageno wanche na okwakoe na akwana kwaku what I say we dey be na person ko prove records be na mo wa muni bi is that how you are trained to work? What are the protocols? I mean protocols now I say healthcare no aspect bia obeko bia no that protocols idea adwuma okay even malaria I say your malaria treatment protocol and bia won hye any need so and you are expected to follow those steps religiously remember adwuma ni say sad duty na o patient no emu dey na wanye
dia asemaba
bia correct bia wanye so amfa so bia amba
wonya hodi
Oheneba bi won so a patient na wua no bewu hey ko fa pop kura bo bewu enti enya wonfum so you a bit about say we mfum so but enya nu mom
na man we
me there have been cases where people come and tell us their story on obi no ho ani money no ba say any beso mu yese ba ko autopsy na conversation for kra and you kuni pa no so it is difficult say we better with them now we don't want to na we might say and that's what I'm saying say Wontumi for what some see healthcare professional be aso nemum and I'm saying me what interest in the patient's safety I'm only concerned about what happens with me say a surgery na akofa problem aba me interest in say me person me busa say pre-operative stage e dey na course counseling ben inform consent ben na ye ni panic kan wa sama sana or sign or ti ase mpo intraoperative what could have happened eba saade en sunsun so by post operative care and sign about discharge instructions ben dey ma because why I said you na could do fear we no kra no say ya ma proper discharge information obeko fie no you probably pick infections so many things those are the areas it happens then a man asичini ya na ebia na on the complications in itself no it does not necessarily constitute malpractice. The fact say will be case no when you complication, the complications are bound to happen. Since different complications, the chest be there be boom and now expensive boom. That we share the skill and competency. So when you do it, and that is why in the wisdom of share medical practice, no watch say we school by a medical officer, wakoha, why you say, why resident, there are stages. Every stage comes with the different experience. And the structure should provide an opportunity for you to deal with a consultant. Some of the jobs you have to work under supervision. And you be a young doctor now about Bontino. Me the example, you push to to district B. First case about a hernia repair winning me, Okoyako to your mama, audience me down.
I mean, acceptability and see idea and who here pa service side the man. Ebe acceptable to your mobile sports for nobody so them quite na Oheneba say medical practitioners and healthcare professionals need say if they are not motivated enough they will not give you acceptable treatment or service.
100%. I agree with you, and that's also a big problem. You see, and sometimes any financial motivation, how they talk to them. Sometimes so called hospitals we on their superior name or subordinate relationship very poor. And they fight amongst themselves.
Acceptability hinges on motivated staff. But as a well motivated staff, and this staff no medical practitioner no so omunye motivated na problems e cause service or the man it will not be acceptable. What I say nti mesre say systems na causing the yenhwe ni na fancy say there
Dr. Enoch Owahine Echampon ana
where you see I but yen determine fees nti na untime printing
me there
men can no be anti camera information and maybe I will tana habo me na unia na say I know what's an American and I call me HOD bisa no what's it's been done.
Okay,
but yenyan determine figures.
Okay,
ntinya
na mfancha me
yenyan determine figure ni we are obetimi a printing out.
Okay, maybe sa ku school
determine figure ni we are obenya
senior Kwame Apia. They say the Friday so Dr. Owahine na me mbetena hanum sa kopim se ye be so ma me fancy na sports numra e meto aso e kira ye be hia